Hey guys, oh, all right, now we are live. Who knows? Now watch it just crash halfway through, but all right. Welcome everybody. Let's see. Mo won't be with us today, and Troy won't be with us. So it's just going to be the three of us. Well, four of us, I guess. It would be three of you and me. Quick recap on what happened last time. So, Micah, you are running Zan, Barrier, and as you were walking through the marketplace, you encountered a small cat who goes by the name Caruth One Paw. He decided to hire on your services, hearing about your sheer awesomeness and traveling about the city and such, and quickly hopped upon your back and set off with you. We have Troy, who is Vendrick. He is an undead revenant. Most of his time is spent as a scribe within his workplace. As he was getting on throughout his day, he came across a book that was there. They seemed to have talked to him. It's quite interested in going back to where it was created, in a small town, the gate town called Automata. And Vendrick has decided to go ahead and follow along with what he calls book and, see where this kind of leads. He's interested in at least getting a little bit of adventure back like he had when he was alive in his old days there. We had John. You were playing Zephyr, a Gisere cleric. You started off in the Foundry as you met a couple of your other factums, or factors, whichever it's called. They're in the Foundry, and they gave you a small bundle, a bunch of different stuff in there, saying that they've been given signs that this is your test. Exactly what that means or what you're going to do with it is to be seen. But you're able to kind of go through that. You met a couple of the other people there and headed out. Outside, you met a young lad who looked to be fleeing from the police, or the hardheads. Pulled you off into a little side alley after you had a confrontation with a small orc who ended up getting killed. I think you pocketed something on that little encounter there. And then the side alley is where you ran into Vendrick and Micah's character, Zan, who were kind of talking back and forth. They're outside of a small building. Short while later, both Rush and Michelle, your characters, Sada and Tiva, respectively, fell through one of these windows out into the small alleyway where the other three of you already were. Sada, a dwarf fighter, and Tiva is a halfling specialist. They looked a little shocked, confused, not quite sure what exactly was going on. Last they knew, they were at an inn, getting ready to stay the night someplace, and everything basically went to shit really fast in a handbasket. They were running away from strange, smoky, porcelain-faced creature things they kind of had a hard time describing. They also said that another large smoke-like figure and the halfling that there was here at this inn was killed, and exactly what was going on they didn't know. But in any case, they fell out into this alleyway. And between what you guys were saying and you introduced each other and started to get things going, you started to piece together a little bit of a story. That's where we ended it last session, as you all were headed down to the Dirk Firkin, which is a greenhouse and alehouse in the lower ward of Sigil. And it's basically where we're going to pick it up. All of you are somewhat familiar with each other, being meeting in the back alley, but all of you are still strangers in the sense, except for Sada and Tiva. The two of you know each other quite well, obviously. So with that, I think the last thing we ended on was Zephyr. You were talking to everybody and suggested the idea of going down to the Dirk and a couple of people were headed that direction anyway. You mentioned that you wanted to talk to Caruth, the cat, and Sada and Tiva said that they were from the Heart's Rest Inn, which you mentioned you had a little bit of interest in. Vendrick was interested in hearing more of the story about a possible halfling god that was killed. So with that, I will let you guys kind of take this over. Oh, excuse me. I have a little bit of a cold, so please don't mind that. But yeah, I'll let you guys kind of take it over. Let me know where you're headed and what the plan is, and I will hand it over to you guys.
I guess we're on our way already, right?
Yep. Well, you were just headed out of the alleyway and down the street. Yeah. It's just like 3 or 4 blocks over is where you're headed. Caruth wanted you to take him there. The main reason being that only creatures from the Beastlands or higher angelic sort of people are allowed in there without.
Yeah, I'm supposed to bring him in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Zephyr was. Didn't we have a talk?
A brief one, yeah.
Or we tried to?
Yeah, we've sort of came to an accord.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, basically, I'm really interested in hearing more about this situation that happened with the dwarf and the halfling, but it's probably not wise to talk about it in the middle of the street. So we'll just we'll get a nice nook at the at the tavern at the ale house or bub house or whatever.
Yeah.
And but on the way to Caruth, I say, so. As I mentioned, you're a very fascinating person to me. I was wondering if you don't mind if I ask you a few questions about yourself.
No. Go. You can ask me all the questions you want. I am quite fascinating, if I say so myself.
Excellent. So, were you born a cat? Is that your?
Well, of course. I think I remember if I was born a rhinoceros or something.
What about past lives?
Oh, that's just silly.
You don't believe in past lives?
No, that's something for those other fellows who believe in the tests and passing on and recreation, and that's all just tomfoolery.
What if it could be determined without any doubt that you did indeed have a prior life? And I opened this question to all of you. What if your soul inhabited other forms, had other had other lives, adventures, knew different people, traveled through the planes in a different form? Would you be curious about it?
I'll look over my shoulder. I don't know. I don't know about past lives, but why? Well, if we were supposed to know about it, wouldn't we know?
Well, not necessarily. Sometimes things need to be sought out.
Wouldn't you remember such a thing, though? I mean, obviously, if Zan was a goat, she would remember it. Now she's only half goat.
He.
I always get them all confused. You strange goat people. They all look the same.
Says the cat.
Yeah, it's not easy to tell a cat either. I had to sneak a peek. But what about you, Sada? Reincarnation? You believe it?
I not. I don't think that dwarves really believe in that too much. We believe in spirits, but not coming back as another dwarf because.
Well, hypothetically, say regardless of whether you believe in it or not, say it were true, just for would you want to know? Would you want to know the details?
I mean, I guess as long as the I don't know, because what if my previous dwarf life I was smelly or something?
Yes, well, what if I was Barrier or something? I wouldn't want to know that. No offense, son.
What if you were a king? What if you were in the possession of a priceless treasure and you hid it for a future version of yourself?
Still, it sounds like a wishful thinking. If I was a king, then I should still be a king.
Sada furrows her brow like this is really struggling hard with this whole concept.
I look at Truth and say, maybe it's wishful thinking, but perhaps it's more to it. Perhaps there's more to it than that. And I just give him a wink and continue on. With like a sort of like a smiling to myself, like I know something.
Strange fellow. Says, I do have one question for you then, Zephyr.
You may ask.
Back when I came here, I was sent by my queen to deliver a message, and that I did. On my way back through the alleyway that we were in fact, as we passed by that, I had a strange vision. It was like a dream, if you could call it such a thing, but I could feel the air around me, cool and crisp. I could hear the sounds of children playing in the corner. I was sitting in a room, looking over books, paperwork. The room looked much like the one these two little people fell from with inside there. And that's why I was speaking with Zan here, and she's taking me down so I could perhaps divulge a little bit of information from the Dirk Firkin. But this is... if what you're saying is true, perhaps of people having past lives, would they remember them through visions, through dreams? Can they connect with who they once were, being that soul, that conscience is gone?
One can indeed connect with their past incarnations. And I think through dreams, briefly and inaccurate and vaguely. However, there are methods with a bit more reliability.
Didn't we end last section? Wasn't there something that happened? Is Sada actually riding on Zan's back?
Heck no!
I thought somebody said that. Did you got like pressured into it or something?
No, I'm carrying the cat.
cat is.
He's my
Oh,
customer.
you're carrying the cat. Okay. Damn it. And I was going to do something fun. Okay. So Sada's going to obviously walk beside Zan then, because she's fascinated, absolutely fascinated by the fact that there's a half man, half ram goat thing. And when they're talking about reconnecting the consciousness, she's just going to kind of lean over and say, I can't even connect with what happened yesterday.
Ah, you're a very special kind of special, huh?
Well, that's what my mom says.
I bet she does. And I grin.
We're going to get to the bottom of that, Sada. Don't you worry.
Up ahead, you can see the Dirk Firkin. It's a large greenhouse is what it looks like. Inside, you can see it almost has its own little ecosystem. All the plants and everything grow up the sides. The windows are somewhat foggy, and it looks like actual clouds kind of hang in the ceiling of this area. It stands about 3 stories tall. The whole front of the building is all the greenhouse with this plant life and stuff, but you can see on the back side of it is more of your typical building made out of just cobblestone brick, shuttered windows, nothing overly fancy. Considering all the other stuff around here in the lower ward, it does stand out as very well kept and clean. And it looks like whoever owns this place or takes care of it does so with quite a bit of pride. It definitely stands out amongst the other buildings. In front of it, the main doors is a large archway just covered in different colored flowers, all different things. You can immediately smell the aroma, sweet daisies and roses and stuff. Brightly colored, but standing right directly in front, not allowing any passage to go in or out without moving out of the way, is a large creature. Stands at least 9 feet tall, very, very well muscled, 4 arms, completely bald from head to toe, from what you can see anyway, no hair. And he has this almost soft baby blue colored skin. And both of his arms are just kind of crossed in front of his chest as he stares at all of you as you start to move forward.
Have I, or do I know him from previous encounters?
You do. What is his name? I didn't give him a name, so let's call him Zephin.
Zephin. So I would walk up in front of the others and look up, probably. And I say, greetings, blood. So, what about getting in today?
He'll stare down at you for a few moments. Who's this lot that you got with you today, Zan?
Those are my guests.
Yes.
Sada immediately raises her hand and says, "My name is Sada."
I take her hand and push it down.
And you're bringing all of these folk into the greenhouse.
That's what I would like to do. But of course, for your troubles, as always, I could be convinced to improve the greenhouse a little bit more with some help. And I extend my hand with 3 silver coins, like hidden in my palm, to shake his hand.
Always with the bribe, Zan.
Well, that's how the city works, Blood.
Very well. You know the rules. Keep it quiet.
I always do, Blood.
You'll step to the side. Every one of you that passes through, he'll glare almost like he's trying to take in who you are, which are particularly the Gisserai. He'll eye you up and down for quite a few moments as you walk past, but he doesn't step in front of your way or anything.
I'll when it's my turn to walk past him, I'll just like quietly nod and say and introduce myself. And just say Zephyr. I'm with the Godsman.
Zephyr. I'll remember that name if I need to. He seems quite interested in the small Tiva she wanders past as well, but ultimately he'll let you all.
You won't have any trouble here for me. I come with the respect that my faction always has for where we go.
That seems to comfort him a bit. I mean, the Godsmen are pretty decent, so yeah, he'll let all of you pass. Then he just steps back over, takes his place in front of this doorway. As you start to walk in, you can see the inside of the first, basically the 2/3 of this building is just one huge greenhouse. Every kind of different plant and flower, tree, whatever you can imagine you spot in different areas. And it's almost split up into more of a subtropical area and then more of a rainforest area. And it slowly goes through these different temperate sort of zones as you walk through this place. Brightly colored birds fly about, butterflies. You see honeybees making a huge nest over the corner that just drips with glistening honey. The whole place smells of just beautiful perfume and serenity. Gives you this very calming feeling. Everybody give me... Ooh, look, I don't remember the saves on this. I need a... Let's go with a magic save.
Oh.
For everybody?
Yep.
Sweet.
No.
Does it matter how bad you fail?
Nope.
Fails fail.
Okay, because I rolled a 1.
Well,
This... Yeah, you got to be under your number.
Oh, dang!
Above it.
Oh,
above.
yeah, right.
Oh, under your number?
Nope, above.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so I failed it bad.
Nope.
Is this would this be a non-spell?
Yes, it is non-spell.
I got an 18.
All right. So if you failed, you are immediately overwhelmed with just a complete sense of relaxation. You're not sleepy, but you really don't have any interest in all the other bullshit that's going around outside, and any of the stress in your life seems to just completely wash free. Zephyr, you get the sense as well. You get very calm, relaxing sort of place. You're able to push it aside. You recognize it as more of a magical charm that seems to be washing over you, but it's not intensive or malicious in any sort of way. It's more designed just to let people forget about their outside life as they come into this place and actually have a good time. It's that sort of feeling.
I like that feeling. As a monk, I'm like this. You know, I appreciate the meditative feel of it.
Yeah. Sada would immediately walk in when she feels that way and just be like, "Oh, this is just like when we were in the Heart's Rest."
Maybe it won't end so badly.
I wiggle my tail, smiling.
You can see a small smile even on Caruth's face. Strange, wicked, catly sort of grin. And behind you, you can hear the quick running footsteps, a grunt from this guy standing in the doorway. As all of you look over and see a cord running in as well. He's like, "Hey guys, wait up. I was with them too.
Oh.
This Zephin, this large forearmed guy, kind of glances over at you, Zan, but steps aside, figuring this kid must be with you as well. And hurries over.
Just join in.
He'll hurry over to you, Zephyr, and says, hey. So our plan was still on, right? I can just be helping you out to do things because, I was here a little bit earlier today, and this is where I got kicked out of. I don't want to get kicked out of here again. I'm just here to get a couple drinks, maybe hang out with the fellas.
This is the place that you got kicked out of?
Well, yeah. But I figured if I'm with you, it's okay.
Do not, whatever you did to get
behave.
kicked out, do not do it again. Yeah. What he said, behave.
Yeah, I was behaving last time too. It was just a complete misunderstanding. Things went a little awkward. It was totally cool though on my end. I didn't do anything.
Of course.
Oh, shush it, Zan.
Let's find a table, a booth, like with as much like plant cover as we can.
Yeah, push some branches to the side and go to the back of the actual building to get a nook or something.
In the back side, as you kind of come out of this little foresty nature reserve center, you come into the main pub area proper. You can see it's still very flowery, plants scattered everywhere, very luscious and green, but there's chairs and tables and everything set up in between, almost like small outside reserves and little decorative areas and stuff. Very nature-oriented place. The far back side of the wall is just one long bar that looks like it's being made of a tree that's been fallen over. The whole top of it is sanded down a little bit, but chairs, everything standing around. You see people working here and there. All sorts of different people, but you notice, for the most part, a huge amount of the patrons are all Beastlands creatures, bird people, other barriers such as and a lot of higher angelic people, divas, and different angels and stuff. Yep, poems. No, gather around. They don't really pay much attention as all of you walk in. They all seem quite happy. There's a large pile of people in the corner with hookah pipes and other people in the corner rolling dice and playing games. It's not a rowdy place by any means. Everything's softly spoken and almost like a library sort of setting.
I like this place.
Caruth will quickly jump off your back, Zan, just leaping down to the floor and just make a bolt run towards the bar, unless you try to do anything.
No, I'm spelled. I just whisper after him, like a loud whisper, "Don't forget my payment."
He'll look over as he's running head forward and kind of give you a little bit of a nod, but he leaps up at the far end of the bar, rushes over. You can see that he spills over one drink and steps into another guy's food, messing through the plate of food as he walks past. As he hurries up to where the bartender is, it's somebody you know is named as Jum. Quickly runs over to her and starts talking to her. From where you're at, you can't hear or see, but she seems to be nodding. And all of you will hear this loud screech from up above. And if you look up, you see this Birdman standing up in the rafters. He has a tailor-made sort of suit that wraps around his body. Big, huge, eagle-like wings from his back. Doesn't have arms, just the wings themselves. The end and small digits at each end. Lower half is that of almost like an eagle. And he leaps down from these rafters. In one fell swoop, see him come down, snatch up Caruth in these claws, and go right back up to the rafters where there's a large nest-like thing up there. Caruth lets out a bit of a screech, and then it's just silent. Zan, you know that is Ska. It is the owner of this establishment.
So that's why they call this the Firkin Turkey.
Dirkin Firkin.
Dirkin. Oh.
Dirkin Firkin. While I glance up and blink.
So just to the owner of this establishment just swooped down, is like an eagle man, and just swooped down and grabbed Karuth and flew up to the top rafter.
Yep. Yeah, where he has almost like a nest. You can see it's not like a crappy nest. It has like almost like an office sort of setting, but it's definitely one big ass nest up in the rafters.
Is he manhandling him?
Nope. You can see he grabbed him with his claws. Now from where he is now, you can't see them anymore as they went down into the nest, but he didn't do it roughly or anything.
I call after him like, "Oh, excuse me, sir." And I stand and start making my way towards the nearest stairway, I guess.
Zephyr, wait. As long as he's not screaming, he's fine.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. He could have crushed his windpipe. Or he could be silent. I mean, you could be silencing him in any number of ways.
Huh. I'll look up again.
I need to. It's gonna sound callous, but I need that cat alive.
I'll look at you like, what?
Yeah.
Zeta just looks between Tiva and Zan like, I don't know what to do.
I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna
try to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna barge my way up there, but hopefully I can
look around. There's no stairwells that goes anywhere up there. You can see different tables and everything, but everybody that is up there is evil, has wings, or a bird-like creature of some sort or whatever. You can see a cord kind of lean into you. He says, "Hey, you should get up there and see what happened to your cat, man."
Yeah, that's the plan.
You know, I hear if you go out back, you can sneak around up through the backside and up the rafters. There's some overhead lofts back there. Maybe sneak across. I got your back.
Oh, I'm not any good at that.
I'm not necessarily trying to sneak. I prefer to just be able to get his attention. When I called out Zen, what was his name?
Skaska.
Skaska?
Yep.
Zan, do you know this? Do you know this man? Are you doing this person? Zan?
Oh, I heard Sandy. Sorry, I was confused. I say, yeah, he's the owner. I'm confused. I say, well, I'll look up the rafters.
You know that he's not evil by any sort of means. He kind of runs this place. He has strict guidelines that he expects to be followed. He has no problem throwing people out or interfering if he needs to. For him to do this would be a little out of the ordinary, but
not even
knowing him, yeah.
Tell you what, I bet he will let him go soon. I guess he just wants to have a talk. But I keep staring up, trying to get a glimpse.
He was knocking over people's drinks and stepping in people's food.
Indeed.
Which was rude, but that seems like quite, I don't know, like an overreaction. I'm gonna whistle up there and be like, excuse me, Mr. Skizsaw. Skizska.
Skaska.
Skaska.
Skizska.
You gotta say it like a bird. Skaska.
Excuse me, Skizska. Might I have an audience? And I'm just like, looking up in the general direction of the nest, hoping he can hear me.
Yeah, it takes a couple of moments, but you can see it walks over to the edge of where this little nest-like formation is and hops up to the side and then across a couple of rafters. He's above you by a good 30 feet or so, but he stops and sort of stares down. It is very bird-like. It looks like a large eagle. It does have a little bit of a humanized face to it, mostly covered in feathers and stuff. Each of the hands is at the end of its wings itself, and it curls them behind its back. But you do see that it has like a tailored suit that's been built or made for this creature. It stares down with these dark, black, almost beady eyes. And what would you like to say, Gith?
Well, I had a business with the cat there that you just swooped down and grabbed. I was hoping I could conclude my business I don't know what is going on between you two, and I don't mean you any disrespect, but
Well, hopefully it was not important business. I was quite hungry this afternoon.
oh, you just ate him?
Is that a problem? I could
Scar,
certainly
he's only
regurgitate the creature if you would like.
he owes me 5 silver.
Well, that's very unfortunate.
Oh, come on. I'm bringing business to your place all the time.
Zan, you know I only jest. Says I have business as well with Karuth. It'll wrap up within a moment's notice, and he will be on the seat beside you.
Gods.
Assuming he listens well.
Well, he
Because I am
won't,
quite
but
hungry.
we're waiting here.
I was like stunned. I was like, he just ate him. I thought he actually ate him. Then, by all means, this is your place. Do what you do. Thank you.
I will. Because he leaps across these little rafters of thing. But he does come back over for a moment, and you can see in one of these large wings, he holds Karuth up by the nape of its neck. The cat doesn't look very thrilled at all.
Yeah.
He says, I'm quite all right, fellas. I'll be down shortly. I'm just having a few words.
Good luck.
Kind of disappear back into this nest.
I look for an empty booth, and I steer the others over.
How does a barrier sit in the booth?
He doesn't at all. He just stands at the end.
You see another barrier across the way, and he looks at you for a few moments, constantly like looking over his shoulder at you, Zen. Recognize it as Abriel. A bit of a very unsavory type. Comes across as quite business-oriented and polite, generous and whatnot, but he's quite shady behind the scenes. What people actually know of him look at him as a very nice person, but you've seen some of the underdealings that he has with other people and stuff. But you notice he keeps looking over at you, almost curious on what this little group is up to.
I just nod in his direction. I don't even say a word. I'll look back to the others, and I just whisper, just stay away from him.
Friend of yours?
Say again?
Friend of yours?
I wouldn't call him a friend. An acquaintance.
Corridor Ford is like, hey man, that guy does a lot for the homeless people here. I hear he's quite an awesome guy. Back when I was hungry, he took me in for a good week or so. Let me eat over at his place. Has a hell of a pad.
Really?
Really good guy. Does a lot for the town, for the city. Out of everything I've heard, he's a pretty good guy. Unlike Zan here, he's just running around trying to show people shit and stealing their money. But that ain't coming from me.
Am I still spellbound?
As long as you're in here, you are, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So say trying to order drink and food.
Whatever you say, boy, they can make up their mind. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see a small, weaselly-like creature hurry over to you, Sada, as you kind of lift your hand in the air to order. Look at you and just let out this long string of chirps, clicks, and sort of grunting sort of noises towards you.
Yes.
Oh.
Chicken and pork would be nice. Thank you.
Oh, can we roll for language?
You certainly can.
Oh, cool. Let's see.
Should I even bother?
I only have a 1, too. No.
I don't. I'm thinking realistically, I would probably have no idea.
Yeah. What was it? Just for my list.
It's called Maliar, Maliar.
The languages?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was the name of that other barrier?
Abriel. Habriel.
Habri.
I.
Gabriel.
Yeah, it'll hurry away from you, Sada, as everybody gets settled back in. A few minutes later, come back over, and it has this bowl just full of flowers. You can see some mealworms in there, other little things crawling about, butterflies decorating the side of the bowl that look like they've been glazed in some sort of like maple syrup or something.
I take a leaf and I start crunching on it. That's a good one.
You said it looks like mealworms and
flowers and leaves.
Try it, Sada. It's good.
we don't eat a lot of green things.
Well, that's probably why you're so small.
So she would pick at the leaf first, trying through each one individually, making sure that they're all good first.
Yeah, they just look like typical leaves and flowers. You see some rose petals in there and some lavender. Mealworms crawl. They're not dead mealworms. They're just lively ones. They give a little bit of a wiggle.
Oh, really? Oh, no, she's not going to have any. She's like, takes her index finger and just kind of slides the mealworm bowl away. And I'll just eat the leaves, I guess.
You can hear this clip-clop sound and then an arm around your shoulder, Sada. Look over and you see another goat person, a little bit bigger than what Zan is. Has a nice vest that's on, colorful, all different colors on this vest as it hangs around it. That's an excellent food right there. Just ordered up for you. The name's Abriel. Nice to see you, Zan.
Hey, Abriel.
So I saw you come in with your little kitten friend. I think I can hear him crying in the distance.
He doesn't cry.
I hear him.
That could be any cat.
So what does all Skaska have interested in your kitty friend?
Guess what, Abriel? We will know when probably you will know, because as I know you, you will stay here until you know what's going on.
Well,
until he's
for
back.
the invitation. Slide this bowl in between him and Sada and crunch on a leaf as well. Beautiful weather we're having there today, aren't we?
You know as well as we do that we don't have weather here.
I mean, it was pretty nice outside.
Oh, that's always beautiful. Where are you
roll
from?
my eyes.
It doesn't rain here?
No.
There's the occasional brown rain.
I wouldn't call that rain.
It's not water. It's not water.
No.
She kind of wrinkles her face up a little bit. She's like, well, what is it?
Well, you've seen those clouds at the other side of the ring?
Ring?
Forget it. You'll see. You'll see.
I've only seen like 2 streets. I don't know what you're talking. I'm sorry.
It's
we got a
the lower
clueless
ward.
here.
The lower ward has portals to the lower plains, so there's occasionally some weather from those areas.
You call those
Well-
puddle weather?
I mean, it rains occasionally there. It's oil.
So she leans over to Zan and goes, what's a plane?
Oh boy.
Are you serious?
It looks like you guys got a couple of clueless here. Where are you from, dwarf?
Well, I'm from the mountains in a place called Orth.
Yes. Quite familiar with the place myself.
Of course you are.
I've spent a lot of time studying the Prime Realms. Been to a lot of them on my excursions through the plains.
How have you?
Oh, yes. Someone such as myself is quite well-traveled. And you are?
Zephyr. Also, Walker of the Plains.
He'll hold out his hand to introduce himself. Abriel. One of his close associates.
I shake it and I say, yeah, I've just been in the cage for about a better part of a year. Mostly spend a lot of time in the astral.
Oh, yes. Been there a few times. It was quite boring, I'd have to say. Not much to see.
The astral is...
Yourself.
What is it?
I could see one such as yourself enjoying the emptiness.
It's a good way to connect with one's inner quiet. But then I also go to limbo, which is,
Hey, bro, did you hear? Quiet. I smile.
Oh, don't start with me today, Zan.
Oh, why? Is business not going well?
I'm glad you could ask. I was looking for somebody who might be willing to take on a few jobs. I saw you come in here with this lot of groups, so I'm figuring you might be quite busy here showing these clueless around the city, except for Zephyr here, who's very well traveled, apparently. So I'm sure he doesn't need a tour guide. But the cat and this halfling, a bunch of clueless dwarf, a dead guy who don't look like he get out much. You look like you're having a bit of a busy day yourself.
Yeah.
Taking a tour of the city with these folk, are you?
I do. What business are you talking about? Just because I'm curious.
Well, of course you are. Says, well, I have a group coming in next week. 4 days, actually. Large group, 20 plus people. They pay well, looking to have a good night on the town. I figured, why not come to the best person I know for such a thing? Nobody quite has your excitement that you can carry.
What do they want to see?
Everything.
As in everything.
Well, they want to have a lot of excitement. You're the man for the job, Zan.
I take out one of my pamphlets and like a pen, and I start scribbling down numbers times 20. And I shove it in his direction, turn it around. What about this?
How much does it say?
A shit ton. Let's say for a day, that's 100 silver.
He says, man. I can't do that, Zan. I mean, I got to make a profit off this as well.
Well,
65. I could do 65.
No, 90. Come on, Avriel. Dad is not doing well. You're one of us.
Don't try that shit with me.
But that's business, Avriel. You know the deal.
Zephyr, you know your way around this city well enough. Be interested in a job.
Yet, do you want me to ship them through Sigil in half a day just to make good on the money?
Yeah, you can see a cord reach over and tap this man on the shoulder. He's like, hey man, I can do this job.
70. I'm the best.
Did you have something to say, Zephyr?
Yes, I did say. I was going to say that I'm not about to undercut. I'm not about to undercut Zan here, who I just met and I kind of like. So.
Oh, Zan's an excellent man. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not the kind of person to take business from someone right out from under their noses. And I look directly at a cord.
He says that's probably why you're only dressed in robes and not the finery that we are. But I understand living a meager life. And what you can.
Avriel, can we
call that finery?
It looks like something $3,000 vest or 3,000 silver piece vest.
3,000
hand threaded by the finest.
That looks like something that you pulled off a hive prostitute.
Ouch.
Oh.
Okay, blood. 65. 65 it is.
Excellent, Zan. I knew I could count on you. I'll be in contact in a couple of days, right?
I shake his hand.
So, what are we having for dinner tonight? Anybody buying drinks?
Something with more meat, hopefully.
Oh, the dwarf likes meat, huh?
This looks like the kind of place where you have to hunt your own meat.
Don't say that so loud. You hear my hoofs clacking in front of the table. This is Eastland territory.
Yeah. I mean,
He'll lean across the table towards you when you mention that, Zephyr. He says, have you ever played Catch the Possum?
Can't say that I have. No.
It is a fine game here within the establishment. Somewhere within these trees is an opossum. Little rat-like creature with a long tail, gray fur. Comes from some of the prime realms, not native here. It's every week. Skaskal will bring one in. You find it, and you get the finest meal here in Sigil. What do you say? Shall we have a challenge?
Yeah.
I find it first.
Have I heard of that tradition?
No, you have not.
Okay.
What are the terms? I'm interested.
He says, well, let's think. He says, you don't look like a man who's interested in money or anything, but what would you like?
Knowledge, the chant. Information is of great value to me. And there are several things that I'm interested in knowing about, and maybe someone like you who's got their finger on the pulse of the city, so to speak, might be able to swap some.
Says I have a lot of connections and many books, quite an extensive library. He says I could at least, share up some information to help you on your way to knowledge that you seek. If I win, you have to wear this vest.
Could you describe it again?
It looks like a really gaudy prostitute vest, apparently. Right, it's bedazzled.
It's like a Technicolor dream coat.
Tie-dyed, bedazzled, yep. Very gaudy and ugly. Looks like it would probably drape down you as like one long robe. More on him, it's more of a vest type thing. But
for how long?
He says, "Oh, I don't know. Just a full day. You would look very handsome, I assure you."
And I don't know the protocol of this place, but like if I'm crawling all throughout the trees in this place, that wouldn't be out of the ordinary. I'm looking at YouTube.
If you look around, you probably do see a lot of people hanging out in trees and different stuff. They're not crawling around looking for anything, but people are in the trees and everything.
I instead of answering, I just lean in and I whisper, "Just be careful. He's not what he appears to be. There is something in for him. So go ahead, but you know the place, or the city."
So they're gonna chase a possum?
Would you want in, dwarf? Have you seen a possum before?
Oh God!
Possums are.
Well, do you want to hunt with us?
They're usually pretty slow.
I'm sure you could find it. You look like the smart type that could scour out the path of a crazy opossum on the run. You're almost eye level with the beast.
Is anybody going to stop her from making a terrible decision?
Oh no, I'm just rolling my eyes.
Yeah, actually, I will. I'll say. Why don't you leave this one to me, Sada?
Are you sure?
Well,
yeah,
the more the merrier. Are you afraid of a little competition?
I want it to be just
in your eyes.
You need all the help you can get, Zephyr.
2-on-1. I'm willing to take a gamble.
Really? Because I think if a possum is up a tree, then how is somebody with 4 hooves gonna?
Well, you
How's a
do that,
quadruped gonna get up a
Oh
tree?
no, I won't partake. Oh
No.
no.
Well, Abriel's the warrior too, but yeah, he's.
Oh yeah, true.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how's a quadruped gonna get up a tree?
I have my ways. Don't you worry.
So, Sada would elbow you and point to the large two-handed battle axe or two-handed great axe that's strapped to her back and say, "Trees." And then she takes her hand and goes,
I
yeah,
immediately put a hand on that axe. Oh,
Yeah.
you don't know. Mm-mm.
"What is it not? Are you not?
No, it's not.
Emphatic no.
No.
You're not allowed to chop down trees?"
You know
Definitely
what?
not.
You leave that with me.
Well, I mean,
This is not the kind of problem that you solve with the great axe. No.
No, it's
That
not.
is a beautiful great axe you have, though.
No,
Sada.
it's not. Leave it here.
How well does
It's a fine specimen, but
How well does that chop trees, dwarf?
well,
Is it just one clean swoop?
it depends on the tree.
You look
No.
mighty strong. I'm sure you could fell a tree in one fell swoop.
I look anxiously to the exit. Do I see the blue man?
Actually, no, you do not.
Okay, that's good.
Dan tells her that absolutely she
I don't know.
cut down trees, and she will be like, "Well, he says I'm not allowed to cut down trees here, so I don't want to get."
Zahn always has a stick up his ass. Have a little fun.
Yeah,
Zen knows the city.
I don't want to get in any more trouble.
I have a feeling like you're trying to get my new prime friend in trouble. Why don't you show him how property damage is handled in this place? Why don't you take down the first tree?
Oh, I smile broadly.
I don't dirty my hands with weapons. That is a primitive game.
Oh,
Well, if it's too good for the geese, then it's too good for the gander, or however that saying goes.
She'll just kind of cross her arms and huff.
I was quite interested in seeing you work that axe.
And get dragged out of here by the harmonium.
But it is okay. It's just a friendly game, right? So what about that possum? Are you ready?
So there is indeed a possum hidden in this place somewhere. That's what you're saying? You know this for sure?
Because I don't believe it's been found yet. You'll call over to the side, and you see the lady at the counter just shakes her head no. She says, "Nope, nothing yet."
Okay. Yeah, you have a deal then. I'll reach out my hand and I'll shake his hand.
Grasp hands with you and shake it. He says, "All right, well, if you're ready, I'm ready."
What food has been brought to our table?
There's a large bowl of leaves and mealworms, and then probably a glass of water for Sada.
Perfect. I grab a fistful of the leaves and mealworms and throw like a copper down on the table. Sorry, Sada. I'm gonna need this.
That's
Thanks.
okay.
And then I get up and I'll leave my. Actually, no. I'm pretty much in. My clothes are like, action ready. I don't need to take anything off or change anything.
He just takes off a small pack and he sets it on the table. And he says, "No time like the present." And you see him clop off over and towards one corner. So go ahead and give me a search roll. It's whoever has 3 successes first.
How does a search roll work?
It should be under your skills. It's a 1d6. And then you have to have whatever the pips are that equal to that or less. I'm not sure what you have on yours. But...
Oh, they all start at 1, right?
Yep.
So that's pretty much why not?
Is yours at 1 right now? The search.
Yeah, nothing modified it, so it's pretty much.
I'll just say I'll give you an extra pip since you have some food that you're going to tease it with.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And what do you do? Go ahead and describe what you do to search for them.
So, yeah, I'm just gonna try to lure it. I'm gonna stash like little bits of mealworms around a tree and make like noises. Try to get its attention.
Go ahead and give me a search roll.
You want me to roll all three at once or just one?
Just one to start with.
I got a 5.
All right. Put these mealworms down and start making. You see a small bird pop out of the bushes and start eating some of the mealworms. A small little weasel-like creature scurries over some of the leaves. And you feel some more footprints and sounds behind you. If you turn your head, you'll see like 4 more of these little weaselly-like creatures that delivered Sada's food, all staring at you. And they quickly seem to be quite interested in your food, but no opossum. Off to the side, though, you can see Ebriel as he's making his way down a path and comes around. Then you can hear this loud squeal sort of thing, and then the galloping or the pitter patter of his hooves face as this rat-like creature all of a sudden bursts forth from this bush. It's running towards you. Behind him, behind this creature, is Ebriel running down. He kind of reaches back and he brings around the sack as he gets ready to grab a hold of it.
I want to try to beat him to it.
All right.
I'm gonna offer myself as like a safe haven for the possum. Just like run up to it and try to let it jump onto me, and then just try to like tumble to the side.
Give me a give me an opposing dexterity. So dexterity roll plus the modifier total against his.
Okay, I got a +1 to that.
I'm almost getting excited, shouting, "Go, Zephyr!"
I got a 15. I got a 14 + 1.
I got a 13.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can hear these galloping as he's chasing this thing out. As you give this little safe haven, you got your food out there towards this thing.
Yeah.
And you can see as it comes around, it is a larger rat-sized creature. Zephyr probably never saw a possum, but it does have this long, scraggly rat-like tail and stuff. But you can see that its front hands look like human hands. Same with the back paws as well, as it's running across. Zan, you've never seen this in this place before either, and actually everybody else seems to almost kind of erupt into a little bit of chaos and confusion of what's going on. As this thing jumps towards you, Zephyr, and lands in your arms, it'll quickly kind of push itself up, almost like it's hoping you'll protect it or something. And if you look at this,
I do.
If you look at this thing, it has a sense of intelligence behind these eyes. It's clearly an animal, but you sense a little bit more from this thing. And you'll see Abriel slow down and clip-clop forward. He says, well, that didn't go as planned.
Uh-huh.
He says, give me just a moment.
I'm like scratching the possum behind its ears and like feeding it mealworms and like sort of like cradling it. He's my buddy now.
He says, well, deals are deals. Give me just a moment. I'll bring over a card with my address. Perhaps we can meet later this evening or tomorrow for breakfast. We can work out maybe a bit of information, or I can help you.
You're not going to go back on it, are you?
So I'm a man of my word.
He left his bag on the table, right?
Yes, he did.
I look into it, just like inconspicuously.
You see a mesh inside it's a larger bag, kind of like a barrier would carry. But inside is another mesh cage, and you can see that it has some animal droppings in there, some leaves, some other stuff that's been piled in there. There's this looks like a little orb that's made of water.
Orb made of water? Where is Troy when we need him? Does it look... Oh, shit. Have I seen something like this before?
A vendor could be beside you, technically. So, yeah, he'll look over. Yeah. And he basically says it's a solid form of water for when they have to keep animals traveling or something like that. It's malleable and stuff, but when you swallow it, it's just plain water.
I close it quickly.
It looks like there's been an animal living in his pack, though, basically.
Maybe the size of an opossum.
Probably, yes.
Oh.
He says, very well. He says, what do you say about this evening? A couple hours, I'll go back to my place, get a couple books that might interest you, and then we can meet here and discuss what it is you think is a fair deal.
You want to meet here or back at your place?
Well, it's up to you. I'm content with either. If I don't have to leave my house again, that would be quite pleasant.
What ward is your house in?
Oh. Well, I don't want to say that out loud here amongst all these people. Talk to a quarter. He stayed at my flat for a while, and he'll be able to give you information. Or if you would like, I'll write it down for you.
Yeah, do that.
He'll go over to a table and write some stuff down on a napkin and walk back over and give it to you. He says, I hope you understand it. There's a lot of people here I might not want showing up randomly to my place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't give out the information. I trust you won't, but yeah.
I will not.
This is, if you would,
what does
it
it say written on the?
That's going to be something in a nicer area of town. I don't have my wards up right at the moment to know what.
Okay, so as long as it's not like the hive ward. That's.
Oh no! It's in a nice area of town and stuff. Definitely something you'd recognize as a higher up.
Your house.
He says, if you'd like, I could even cook the creature for you. Delicious with a bit of cranberry and applesauce.
The Mr. Peepers?
Well, what did you think we were going to do with it? Everybody else in this establishment seems to be watching very intently of what's going on. If you notice, looking up, it's also seemed to catch the attention of Skiska up above, who's starting to kind of hop across the rafters in your direction. So yeah, I'll be like, well, I don't have time to cook it anyway, but good meeting you. Hurry, quick clop away out the door.
I'll look at Zephyr. I actually stare at him and I say, that was planned, right?
It seemed as though it was, but to what end, I can't know. Do you?
I don't, but Abriel never does anything without having a plan. That's Abriel.
Did you say that? Did you mention that is he your brother? Are you related?
No, we're not.
I thought you said something about your father.
Well, he knows Dad. Everyone knows Dad.
Well, I feel left out because I don't.
You don't have a tail and horns. In our community, in the barrier community, we are known. No need for 4 wheels. Everyone knows us.
Oh, so there's like a father of all barrier?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
You can feel a slight tap on your shoulder, Sada, and you see a cord slide over, seat beside you. It says, hey, you're probably not hanging out with the best type of people around here. He says, if you're interested, I know where there's some excellent drink and food out back. He says, you can slip out there, have a feast. You don't need to eat the salad and these worms. They have pork rinds and large steaks flaming out there on the grill. Excellent beer, the finest dwarven beer you've ever had, even. What do you say? I know it sounds. I can see your eyes or your mouth watering already.
The food sounds really, really good, but these people, I mean, they have been pretty nice to me.
Yes, but have they given you steaks and pork and beer?
No.
Well, see, they're holding back. Then my name's Accord, by the way, man, and I'm not holding back. I'm looking out for your best interest here. You look a little bit famished. They've had a rough day. I've heard about this god that's dying and stuff. I mean, you look like a dwarf that could use a beer. And he'll stand up and kind of start motioning you to follow him.
Can they go with me?
Oh, sure. They'll be along shortly, and I'm sure Zan will bring them all out here. He knows where all the good stuff is too.
I'm busy with Zephyr, so I don't even realize what he's doing.
Hey, man, even your little halfling friend can come along. She looks like she'd like beer.
Yeah, I'm trying to communicate with. I'm going to try to communicate with the possum.
Yeah.
What?
I see intelligence in its eyes.
Okay.
Can we wait just a minute for my friends? Because I'm pretty sure that Tiva would not let her go by herself. Tiva does not suffer the intelligence.
Well, Tiva's right there, but you know, you'd be like, "Hey, Tiva can come too, man. It's just the more the merrier, right? I mean, we'll make this a party. It's a rocking good time out there."
Let me let them know where I'm going at least. I mean, otherwise it would just be rude.
I'll let him know. He says it's all right. I got you covered. If we're letting these people, you know, he'll, like I said, Zahn knows where the party is, and they'll come out. And over across the way, Zahn, you'll see a Cord kind of waving at you, kind of like this. And
How far away are they from me?
probably like 15, 20 feet.
I'm talking about Zahn and all them, like 15.
Yeah, probably like 15, 20 feet.
So she's going to just kind of call out and say, "We're going to go get some real food while you guys do that."
Yeah, I'm just going to take him up to the bar to get some food, man. It'll be all right. We'll bring back any guys. I got you guys covered. I'll get you something good to drink too. So you might be
Accord. Go over here just for a minute.
So you ready for this? Sada, delicious, mouth-watering meal.
Accord. I stumped my hooves.
What's going on over there, Zan?
Accord is up to no good.
I am just looking to give your guest that you've neglected here a good time. You brought him here and you're feeding her poor salad and mealworms. I just want to get her some beer and some food. I mean, clearly there's a difference between your quality of service and mine. You know, leaves.
If he doesn't walk over, I walk over to him, and
I'll follow behind with the possum on my shoulder.
And I would put my arms around his shoulders and pull him really tightly in if he lets me. Like really tightly. And I bent down and I whisper, "If you harm her in any way possible, we will have a talk. And that talk will include my hooves."
He says, "Hey, do I look like a person that wants to fight? I mean, I'm just looking to have a good time."
No, you don't. You will never look like a person looking even able to fight. But I still tell you.
I don't understand what's going on here, Cord. What exactly are you trying to do with our prime friends here?
He's stealing my customers.
Says, "I would never do such a thing."
Where are you trying to take him?
I'm just taking her out to get some food and beer out back. You know, I mean, they have a better service out there than they do here in the little foofy land.
Out back, like behind in the alleyway behind this establishment.
Well, that's where they got all the good food. Beer's flowing and the barbecues are cooking.
Right where you were trying to get me to go earlier, when you suggested that you knew a convenient route to the top of the building up in the back alleyway.
Well, yeah, because that's where you got to go, the back there. I mean, did you want to have some? You could have had some beer and stuff. We could have stopped and ate too if you wanted.
It seems an awful lot like you're trying to lure us individually into the back alleyway.
What? No, you're crazy. Hey, if you don't want to have good food, then go ahead and eat your salad and your meal.
Do we look like a couple conies? Do we look like victims?
Do we look like primes?
Well, the dwarf and the halfling certainly do. I mean, have you heard them talk?
Yeah, but they're with us, which means no, you can't take them into the alleyway and mug them or whatever you're trying to do.
Oh, I'm not going to mug. I'm your porter, man. I'm trying to, help your services be better. I'm just looking to give them a good time.
You can be a porter, but you can't be the tour guide of these primes. That's
my business.
Somebody needs to. Zahn's doing a shit job. I'm just saying.
Zahn is busy right now, so don't provoke him. Otherwise, he will use his hooves, as I told you.
And now Zahn is talking in the third person. I mean, come on, the story is crazy.
So Sada would just kind of like, after listening to the whole thing, kind of decides that she likes Zahn a little better. It's just like,
Sada,
I'm gonna stay with him.
Sada, one of the first rules of Sigil is do not go with random strangers into alleyways.
Exactly. I hand her a pamphlet.
No matter how many pork dinners and beers or candy or puppies they offer you, do not go anywhere with strangers, especially dark alleyways in Sigil. Okay?
Sada, do you like puppies? I know where there's a lot of puppies too. If you're interested.
Accord, just shut up.
Look, I'm just trying to make a living here. You know how hard it is, son. I mean, your dad's sick, my dad's dead. I mean, come on.
Listen. I pull out my pouch and I take out a silver and I give it to him. Will you shut up now?
Oh, this is only 2 silver. I mean,
Come on, that's half a day's work for you.
well, I upped my rates recently. It's actually 6 days, so 3 would be half a day's work.
I give him a second one. That's all you get.
All right, yeah, I can get dinner for the night, I guess. And
I'm
that's
gonna add a silver piece to the pile and say, now pike off.
You guys are excellent, man. This is gonna be able to rest me through the morning. Gonna have a nice breakfast. I'll see you at Abriel's flats tonight, man. See, have a good one, man.
What?
Kind of clap you and hurry out the door as well with his newfound silver.
What? Did he say? Did he just say? No, we. Oh God, what did we do?
So as he
This.
Sada would kind of mention, you guys have to pay people to leave you alone.
Well, there is that special kind of people in this city, or maybe in every city.
We have those too, but we just smash them in the head and tell them to go away.
Yeah, you know,
Believe me, that option is becoming more and more viable.
Yes, and this option is more and more viable the closer you get to the hive, but we're not close to the hive, so
Right.
we don't want to do that right now.
Wouldn't be appropriate in this place, but he keeps following us around. He might have to catch these hands.
Well,
You can hear this heavy thump right in the center of the table as all of you turn. You can see Siska standing there, Caruth, one paw, sitting at his feet. The cat looks a little stunned, but perfectly fine otherwise. And this bird man will look at all of you for a moment.
Yeah, they do land on their feet.
This is the cat's back, delivered in one piece. Have a good evening. You just leap off this table with a bit of a flash.
Skiska, excuse me. Before you go,
Stop at the raft right above and look down.
do you know this individual? I show him the opossum.
I love opossums. It's been years since I've had one before. How much would you like for the creature?
Consider this a gift, just a token of my esteem. Thank you for letting us, hang out in your establishment here.
Oh, yeah, he'll definitely swoop way back down onto the table and kind of reach out one of these huge clawed feet to grasp a hold of the creature. It lets out this bit of a squeal. Are you giving it to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that he'll be like, delicacy in the finest it's been. Well, yes, you can enjoy the establishment all you want. Even have yourself some fine drink at the bar. You're covered for the evening.
Hey. Thanks.
He says, no, thank you. Leap off this table, and you can see him kind of disappear in the rafters and hop across towards his nest. There's a loud screech again that just kind of halts.
Place is brutal. Well, at least it knew affection right before its end. Anyway, Ruth, what in all the hells was that all about?
Does he look disheveled?
No, not really. He says, well, it was a bit of a wraparound from the message I delivered to Elysium. And, well, it seems that my message got passed through a little bit quickly, but that is not of importance. That's for the Beastlands and my queen. She'll be able to handle that. It was a bit of a misunderstanding between Skiska and my queen. But I just have a few messages to return. Quite promptly, apparently, but...
From Skiska to the Queen of the Beastlands?
Yes. That's correct. But he said I could stay for the evening and have my fill and leave upon dawn.
Is everything all right, or are these matters of dire importance.
I'm not at liberty to talk about such things. You understand, I'm just the messenger carrier. It's of importance, but it can wait until morning, of course. I'll be here for the evening.
Okay.
So just a slight misunderstanding between Siskar and some of the other of the court. It'll be okay, I think.
You know, we have a little misunderstanding as well.
Oh,
Oh yes. You know what it is about.
no, I was not here. In case you noticed, I was up.
Oh no, it's between the two of us.
Oh.
Sada kind of leans back and looks like, ooh.
Because, you know what it is about?
I must be honest, I'm drawing a bit of a blank.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It is about silver. Still!
Oh, always about the money. I'll be able to pay you. He says, don't you worry.
So, when will that be?
Says, well, when your services are done, I'm not quite fulfilled on my needs of you yet.
Oh.
And neither have I been fulfilled with my needs with you, Karuth. Let's get to that.
I look at Zephyr, what?
How might a one-pod cat help a man such as yourself?
Okay. I pull out I clear some space on the table, pull out a scroll, my inkwell writing implement. And then I pull out a rice wafer that's still wrapped. And say, I have questions to ask you about previous existences of yours. For my own personal records. I'll be completely transparent. I need to speak with a member of the Beastlands about, or a denizen of the Beastlands about their prior lives and record it for my test from the Godsman. So, by answering a few questions about your previous existences, you'll be helping me out greatly, and will have then earned me as an ally. If you need help with anything, you can ask, and I will be able to do my best to assist you.
So you can color me intrigued. And how exactly does this work?
Well,
Because I do not like being put under charms and magic and such things and losing control of my own self. You must understand.
so right, and I wouldn't ask you to. This is not. You will be under a light state of hypnosis, but not like. I'm not looking to to rob you. Just looking to bring up memories and of previous lives, and for that, magic is necessary to be involved. It's not harmful magic though.
You look over at you, Zan. If this man robs me, tries to kill me, just remember you won't get paid. So you protect me, right?
I look very intently at Zephyr. So I
no
know
thief.
about the Godsmen, right? So they don't do that usually, right?
Yeah, they're pretty decent usually.
Yeah.
I'm no thief.
I wiggle my tail. I'm sure you'll be all right. Right, Zephyr?
Everything I've spoken is completely true.
You're good, Cat.
All right. And will I have access to this information afterwards? Because I'd be curious to see.
Well, I'm planning on recording it, so I don't know if you'll remember it, but I will tell you.
Fascinating. I'll give it a go.
Okay.
What would you need me to do?
Eat this rice wafer, and I pass it over to him.
Does it taste like tuna or anything? Can we spice it up a little bit? Maybe with a bit of wine?
I don't think if you wash it down with wine, I don't think it'll hurt. The magic is, you could put it in some tuna if you want.
Fine. Yeah, he'll take it. Let's see. All right. See, he eats that down, and he has sort of a calm demeanor that seems to wrap around him. He'll lay down on this table, sprawled out kind of onto his side, and his eyes glaze over a little bit. And you can see he's breathing perfectly fine. Everything else looks natural, but it looks like he's basically just taking a nap or relaxing there on the table as he's sprawled out.
Okay. So, who were you in your past life?
See, his voice comes through, but it's not quite with the same sound or anything. He says, "You must be mistaken. It's not who I was in my past life, for I don't know, but I know who I am now. It's Jason.
Jason?
Jason. Jysson.
Jason.
Says, I do not know anything of my past life. That's tomfoolhardery.
So so you said this thing, this is the rice wafers of remembrance that you gave me, right?
Yep.
No. Okay, you're Jason. You're not Karuth?
No, my name is Jason.
What station do you hold?
I'm not sure I hold a station, or I don't understand the question. I'm just a simple accountant and data analyst. I have a small firm on Barron Street. I'm the owner, proprietor. I assume that would be my station, as you call it.
Yes, that's exactly. So you're an accountant / data
Analyst
/ proprietor of what do you call your business?
Well, it's a very original name. Jason's Accounting and Data Analyst Firm.
Jason's Accounting and Data Analyst Firm. On Barrow Street?
Barron Street.
Barron.
A few blocks over from this.
What's the most important case you've taken? Or who's your biggest client?
Biggest client.
Or have there been any clients lately of great import?
So, not perhaps the largest client, but one of the most important and the most sensitive material I've had recently was with the Athar. I've been a part of their ranks for many years, and I believe I may have cracked a few secrets, per se. But that is only theory at the moment. I will be leaving soon to hopefully prove such theories.
And what is this theory? What's this?
That would be.
What are you working on for the Athar?
That is sensitive material, recorded safely within my books. But you ask many, many questions, and I tire of this. Is there anything else?
Yes. What would be if there's a safe or any security in the building on Barron Street? What would be the password?
I do not keep my work in a safe or lock and key. It's all held within my book. And the key to that can only be cracked by one such person. It works fine for me and only me. A smart book it is. Fortunately, the only other person who can crack the code to read its pages is one Huron, Countess Plethris of Automata.
Huron.
I'll put it in the chat for you.
Okay.
That you can see the cat's body kind of shakes a little bit and its eyes blink. Says, that was quite an experience. So what did you learn? What did you learn? Was I a famous king ruling over the beast lands? Is that how I lost my foot? Battled in a glorious battle, lost a hand or a paw.
Well, that was this life, I believe.
Oh, I tend to forget.
I did indeed speak to what I believe to be a past life of yours.
But that was certainly a king, right? I mean, you said I was probably a king.
A king of accounting. You owned your own business.
I must say honestly, I'm not quite impressed with this, Zephyr.
Well, take it up with yourself, I guess. Well, I mean,
there could be worse things, I guess. I suppose.
Yeah, you're a business owner.
As he sits up, you can see he kind of cleans his fur a little bit and gets ready to say something. At that moment, you can hear this high-pitched scream that echoes through a window off to the side. You can see it's kind of the same direction where Accord was trying to take Sada and trying to get you to go as well, sort of the backside alleyway. And a moment later, you can see this tiny robed figure come up to the window, and two huge, massive blue arms just shove her through the window. The window was mostly open the rest of the way, but it kind of busts out what was left that wasn't open all the way, and she hits the floor. You can see the four-armed guard who was out front stand in this window doorway looking. He's a bit bloodied up, but he turns and you can hear him running back down into the alleyway, and the sounds of fighting. You can hear this weird hissing, clicking sort of sounds, and then just this clash of steel and metal.
I look at them and I just like wordlessly, I just look over and nod, and then I take off in that direction.
Yes, I'm here. Would I be able to jump through the window?
Nope, you'd be way too big. It's small enough for like a Sada would probably be able to fit. I don't know how big is Zephyr.
Who was it that got pushed through the window?
It's a small girl. You're not sure who.
Oh,
Zephyr is just like a medium sized, probably like a 5'10".
So, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it'd be a tight fit for you, but you could fit through. I mean, there's a lot of shards of glass there and stuff.
There's a back door, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna use the door. But are you guys coming with me?
Well, yeah, I'm directly behind you.
First thing Sada's going to do when this little girl comes through the window is it look like a human girl or?
Yep, you can see it's a small girl. She actually starts to roll over. You see she's cut up fairly bad. Maybe 10 years old at best. She has a scrape on her chin, some different things. She doesn't look injured, but she definitely looks shaken up and stuff.
Okay, so the guard.
Zephyr, as soon as it rolls over and looks up, you can see it is Jessamine, the small girl that's a factum of the foundry. And she kind of locks eyes with you, and her head gets thrown back. You notice these small, curling, pale horns that kind of pull back from her forehead.
So what Sada's trying to figure out is when the girl, there was the guard, it looked like a guard that pushed her through, right?
Yes, it was the guard that was out front.
It looked like he did it as a act of angry aggression, or was it an act of protection?
Protection.
Okay, so in that case, as soon as that happens, Sada would basically look at her and tell her, "Stay here, sweetheart," and then Sada is gonna pull her axe and go right out the window.
All right.
So I look at Zan. If you like, as I went to run towards the back door, if when Zan's right behind him, I'm gonna say like, you're gonna fight at my side.
I will.
Then blessings of Zerthamon upon you. Thank you. And I cast a bless on her and on him and head out. I'll be right back.
We could just say watching over the girl, I guess.
Okay.
I just need to use the bathroom really quick.
Actually, I was gonna say let's take a quick break because I do too.
All right, cool.
All right.
I'm back too.
You ready?
We all present?
Just waiting on Rush, I think, for a minute. Yeah.
So bless gives you, going to give you 1d6 plus 3 points.
I still need about another
HP. HP, right?
No, it gives you a number of points that you can allocate to any future rolls.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. 1d6, right?
Plus my level. So.
Okay. So now.
Oh, cool. All right, so I rolled a 5, so it's going to give you 8 points.
Nice.
You can allocate those to hit, saving throws, skill checks, surprise checks, whatever the subject desires, except damage rolls.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
The subject trades the points for a one-for-one basis and can adjust the roll by however many. So yeah, so you have 8 points.
I will need them.
The number of points to be used on a roll must be declared before the roll is made.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the points until dawn the following day.
Oh boy. Okay.
Blessings
Nice.
are upon you.
My computer sucks at share screens, so I'm going to send a picture once you guys get outside over in the Facebook Messenger group. So you can see it that way. Then if one of you want to share or something, feel free. But no big deal. Yeah, well, computer works. And what did Rush say, that he has a minute yet?
He said like he needs 2 more minutes or something.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Zephyr, you'll notice this young girl, Jessamine, once her head flows back, you can see she's actually a fawn. She looks like a small 10-year-old girl and stuff, but she's actually a fawn. It was just hidden before by her robes and stuff.
A fawn is like a satyr?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Just more of a female version. Quite small, fey-like. You'll also notice as you're running past, I know you're headed out the door, but something looks really off about her. Before, when you saw her, she looked young, sort of the innocent thing, very beautiful for a young girl, and charismatic. But now she just looks, she looks the same physically, but you don't really find anything cute about her or innocent, or it's just something really
cute about a child anyway.
Well, you know what I mean, though. Like, she doesn't have that innocence, childlike beauty to her anymore. Yeah, you can basically just see that something's really off.
Sada is like tending to her, right?
Well, Tiva. Sada's headed out the window.
Yeah, so Sada basically told her to stay right here, and then went right out the window.
And then, so Tiva is attending to her. Somebody was, right?
Yeah, Tiva, and I guess probably Vendrick as well, because he can't get into the thick of a fight anyways.
Yeah, let's have the NPCs like that's cool. So somebody's like taking care of her or whatever.
But yeah, probably. I mean, as you rush by, it wouldn't be something that really caught your attention, but you definitely can see that something is odd about her.
I'll note it for later. That something's off about her.
Okay. So since Rush is back, all of you guys, Rush, you're headed out the. Or I'm sorry, let's see, Sada, you're headed out the window. You said, right? All right, and the other two are headed out the back door. Go ahead and give me initiative rolls then. Just a 1d6.
And just to be sure that I'm not confused, he's the. I'm sorry, John. What was your character's name?
Zephyr.
Zephyr's the only one that has actually seen this child before. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm like rushing past her, so not really.
No, that's fine. I just want to make sure that Sada, it wasn't someone Sada recognized. Because basically, all she saw was a little girl get thrown through a window, and now she's pissed.
Yeah.
All right, I got a 3.
All right, I'm just going to basically go right down through the list. So
do we? I forget. Do we add our Dex mod to this?
Nope, just a straight up d6.
Okay. 1.
All right. So anybody get a 6? I don't think so. Let's see, Zan, you got a 5, so you can go ahead.
Okay.
As you burst through the back door, Zephyr, you'd be right in front of Zan. Then Zan, as you come through and you look down the alleyway, you can see this huge 4-armed creature. He has what looks to be.
Am I outside yet? Sorry.
Yes, you're going to be right outside the doorway. I'll send a picture of the creature in the Facebook Messenger chat. But he holds this lizard-like creature in one of his huge hands up off of the ground, and it just kind of hangs there slumped. It's clearly dead, as it's been completely pummeled by this guy. And he quickly hurls it. You can see it smash against one of the side alley walls and slide down. And he turns to face where you guys are, in between where he is and you are, right in the center of you. You see 2 more of these lizard-like creatures. They're sort of back to back. So one is facing him, and one is facing the 2 of you as you come out the door. Say that as you burst through the window, you're like right on the side of these 2 lizard-like creatures. So you're kind of caught in the middle as well, but they're right there in front of you. But they're all going to be within just a move and a melee range, so you don't have to actually split your actions up. So, Zan, you are up.
Do they show any affiliation to? Could they be Harmonium or whatever?
They have no recognition as far as probably odds are. If everybody wants to give me a 1d6, if you get a 1, you might know what they are, but otherwise, odds are you've never seen them before.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look.
The town guard is
I got a
fighting
2.
them, right?
What's that?
We know the town guard is fighting them, right?
This is it's not the town guard, it's the blue, the bodyguard for this building is.
The bouncer.
Bouncer,
Okay.
yeah.
That's good enough for her.
Yeah.
Both of them are armed with like a spear. They look not really primitive, but somewhat. I mean, they don't look city-like.
So two lizard type folk.
Standing back to back. One faces you, one faces the blue armed bodyguard.
And they're armed with spears?
Yep.
So I would rush forward. I do my charge. I narrow my eyes and I lower my head and I start clopping off over the asphalt or over the street, cobblestone street, and run into the first I encounter.
Go for it.
Oh yes.
Okay, you can add some points to it.
Yeah, I forgot, but it will be enough, I guess. Hang on, I get a plus. Is that wrestling?
No, just make it a basic attack.
Okay, so that's a 16.
Right on the money. Yep.
Oh, thank God. Okay, that's 1d8. Where's shit? 1d8 plus strength, which I don't have, so that's a 6. Kaboof!
Nice. And I think you have to make a save, so you don't do something. I can't remember. I don't remember exactly how your ability worked there, but I think you had to make a save, so you didn't take damage too. You're muted, by the way.
Oops. That's when I fail paralyze. I will be. Oh no. I have to fail versus breath, but I don't because I rolled a natural 20. All
right. Sweet. You see this thing hit the ground hard, with spear clatters off to the side, and it's gasping for breath where your horn just smashed into this thing on the chest. Let's see. Anybody have a 4? Nope. All right, they go at 3.5 technically, so that one's just going to try lifting itself up off the ground. The other one's going to rush forward and try and actually say that you are right next to it. So it'll turn towards you, swinging this long spear that it has, and it kind of spins it around, very fanciful like, and then jabs it forward. What do I got? +3, 14. I don't think that hits you, though. And the other one's on the ground. So anybody with a 3?
That's me.
Yep, go for it.
So I'm going to go at the one who's got his back to the blue arm man. I'm assuming he's the closest one. Which one's the closest one?
The one that attacked you is right there outside the window. So one is on the ground at your feet, and the other one has its spear, like trying to defend you or fight you off.
Okay. So I guess. Oh, he's down on the ground. Will I get a bonus to hit him?
If he's on the ground, I'll give you a +2.
All right. So I'm going to go for. I've got the great axe in my hand, so I'm going to just go for it. So that gives me a total of a +8 to hit, right? My attack bonus is +6.
From your strength and your attack bonus. And then you got your +2 in there, so yeah.
So I get +8 total now. So, well, that's a 19, so I got a 27.
All right, go for damage.
I think I hit him. Where's my D10 at? Watch me roll a 1. Nope, got a 6. You get to add strength to that too, right?
No, you don't add strength to the damage.
Poo. All right.
That's actually, you're going to take him out anyway. So go ahead and describe what you do, because he only had 5.
So he's on
You don't add strength modifier to damage with melee attacks?
I don't believe so. Let me double check, but I don't think so. I think it's just.
Yeah, it's just strength is just melee attack bonus and open doors, and that's it.
Yep.
It's on the character. So I think they even that out by. I think your attack bonuses are much greater in Lamentations than they are in other OSR games, and I think that's where the equilibrium comes from.
Yeah, you have a +8. Maybe I did my attack bonus. How do you factor your attack bonus? Sorry, not to. We can talk about it afterwards.
So it's based on what level your whatever class you are and the level. It tells you what your base attack bonus is, and then you add your strength.
See, yours is going to be lower. Fighters and dwarves get +1 every level, so that's their thing.
Oh,
you don't. I think yours is only a +1 total,
Yeah,
and then you add the other stuff.
+1.
+1 plus whatever my strength.
Yeah.
Or dex or whatever, depending on what you're doing. But yeah, that's the fighter and dwarves things. Dwarves have good hit points and the good attack. Fighters have the attacks in different stances.
Right. So Sada hits the ground with this great axe in her hand, and she immediately hits the ground. There's a lizard man right there, and she just looks right down at him and just grabs the thing in 2 hands and just comes up and just brings it right down on his neck and just takes him.
See a few sparks glitter off the clamor stone, and the blade of your axe, its head rolls to the side. It lets out this deep hissing sort of sound for a second, and then it's dead. And I think Zephyr, you had a 1, so you were up.
And there's one up.
Yep, there's still 1 standing between the 2 of you.
Is that the one that was down because Zan knocked it down?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, so the guy the one that's alive is like is prone?
Nope,
No,
that's the one who killed the one's prone. The one that's alive is on his feet.
Okay, I get it. All right, so I sprint down the length of the distance between us and like leap into the air and do like a jump kick.
Go for it.
Oh, natural 20.
Beautiful.
How does that work? Just double damage, right?
I always let players
Double dice, rather.
You just have the normal hit, actually.
Yep. So in OSR type games, usually a natural 20 just means you just automatically hit. There's no critical.
Oh, there's no. Oh, really?
This game is tough.
All right, I get a 3.
Nice. Got it. All right, it's the end of the round. You can see this huge 4-armed blue creature just stomp forward. He's a little bit further back than the rest of you, so he's just taking a move action to get up to the thing. And go ahead and roll initiative. And I will start if anybody gets a 6.
I got a 6.
Go for it.
I have a 7. because I get +1 to initiative.
Oh, because your special ability. Okay, so actually,
Yeah.
she goes first.
Can I still do a normal charge? Because I can only do my barrier charge once per fight, so can I do a normal one?
I would say you're right there in front of him. You'd need more room.
Oh,
actually,
okay, he's
charge.
too close. Okay,
Yeah.
in that case, I take out my hammer and attack.
All right.
That's a nat 20. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm rolling great. We will die soon. That's a 1d8.
Oh, we opened up like some bosses in our first fight.
Yeah, it's good. Good omens. I like that.
That's 6 damage again.
Okay. Still standing. Takes a bit of a brunt. And that puts Zephyr. You were up next then.
I'm gonna do I just did a jump kick on him. I hit the ground and do like a spinning back fist. I get a 13
total.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a miss. Not quite. So you do that. You can see it quickly puts its spear up, and you just kind of hit your hand on your wrist on the back of the spear. It'll twirl it around in its hand, looking over at Sada. What did you have, Sada, for your initiative?
A 5.
Okay, so you were up for it.
Sada swings and a miss.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah. I rolled a 2, so there's no way.
You see this thing quickly skirts back, putting its back up against the wall. Its spear kind of spinning around between it, looking at all of you. You can see it's looking for a way to get away. You guys have this thing surrounded, though. So with that, seeing that you did the most damage, it will just lunge at you, Sada, and try to take you out. And that is a 17 plus 2, 19 total.
Yeah, he got me. Needed a 17. No, actually, I don't have my shield, so I have a 16 now.
So 6 damage. Jab forward. You can feel the spear pierce the corner of your shoulder, just in between a few chinks. Nothing deep, but it definitely stings a little up there. And it rips it back forth. It'll look back and forth like it's trying to find a way out, but you guys have this thing surrounded. And that big 4-armed brute is going to come in now.
I'm gonna. Can I yell out as the 4-armed brute like approaches this guy like subdue him? Let's subdue him and find out what he's doing here.
He'll sort of look at you. Now it's my turn to roll a 20, and he grabs a hold of the front of this lizard-like creature, lifts him up for a second, kind of swings back and just smashes him into this wall beside it. You see the whole lizard guy just slump to the ground, and he look over at you, and I don't know how to subdue people that attack me. With that, he'll turn and just start walking away.
Is he is the lizard man unconscious or dead?
If you go over there and check it, you can see his
Yeah,
neck is clearly snapped and the back of his skull smashed in.
Like, so you don't want to know why they attacked you?
Because they're Costa. He turns and kind of disappears around the corner.
I look at the rest of you guys like, the hell is Costa?
Do I know that name?
It looks at him like, are you serious?
Let me see if Vendrick might. No, Vendrick doesn't in this case either, so nope.
I shrug. But I would bend my forelegs and try to rifle through his... Does he have any bags or pouches or whatever?
I'll search the other one.
One of them does have one. Well, they have their spears. They have basic leather armor, but it ain't going to fit any of you due to their shape of them and stuff. The only thing they have on them is one of them has a small vial, just a small little one, only about an inch in diameter, about 2 or 3 inches high, of clear liquid, and it's stoppered with a cork. It doesn't have anything else on, just a clear vial liquid.
Mm.
Could I possibly like I've seen like curing potions and stuff, right? Like potion of healing and stuff. Could I?
Yep. As far as all the different things you've come across and stuff, usually they have different colors or smells. This has absolutely no smell, no color to it. Just basically it looks like water.
I'll just I'll report that. Then it doesn't look like anything I've ever seen.
Probably just looking for trouble. How's the girl, Sada? I shout in the direction of Tika. Tika.
Yeah.
You see, as you kind of standing around this window, it's smashed. A bunch of people have kind of gathered around and stuff. But you see this girl sit up, and again, when you look at her, Zephyr, she doesn't look quite right. And she'll look around the room, and you can see her cheeks are just covered in dirt and tears. They stream down her face. And she'll look kind of at everybody, almost looking for somebody that she knows, or whatever. And then her eyes, so you Zephyr off to the side. She says, look what they've done to me. Look. You don't see any marks or wounds on her, but you can see that she's clearly frazzled.
Doesn't mean
kind of looking at herself.
My Factal, are you injured?
Factal?
She says, no, I'm not injured. I'm not injured, Zephyr. Thank you for helping.
This is Jessamine of the Godsman.
I nod. I lower my head a little bit deeper than usually.
Is Factal the Factal's like the leader, right?
Factum. There we go. Factal is the leader. Factums are the ones.
Factum.
Sada would be right in the middle of explaining how awesome it was that Zan used his horns to ram that dude and knock it off. And then as soon as he says Jessamine of the Factals, she stops right in the middle of the sentence. She goes, ooh, that's a pretty name.
Yes. Are you injured?
No, I'm not injured at all. I'm okay. She kind of wiped the blood. She has a bit of a scrape on her cheek, and nothing major, just some scrapes and stuff. Says, well, look what they've done to me, Zephyr. They've stolen it. Sada and Zan, as you guys look at her too, you just, like something seems off. You don't know exactly what it is. She's not ugly, but you get the sense it's not somebody. She's just extremely dull and plain. Off to the back side where you guys came out the door, you guys are standing in the alleyway, kind of looking in the window that's been smashed. So off to the side, off to you guys' right, you'll see a girl run down the alley and come in the back door and run over to the small girl. And she quickly bends down. She pulls the hood, and you can see her skin's kind of a dark shade, very tanned. Human-looking girl, probably in her 30s, maybe early 40s, a bit older. She stops down, and she's looking over at Jessamine a minute, and she looks up. She says, this must end, so help me. If the lady doesn't end it, then I will. And she'll stand up and looks around.
I feel like I'm missing some information here.
Her eyes will swing over to you. Do you know these creatures?
No, I tried to subdue them so that we could interrogate them, but the bouncer has got a bloodlust that can't be satisfied by reason, apparently.
They wouldn't speak to you anyway. All they're interested in doing is stealing everything about us. And this girl is.
What have they stolen? They had. I'll pull out the vial. Like, is this yours?
She'll look at you, and you get the same exact feeling that you get from Jessamine. She's just completely dull, void of any interest, plain. And it's weird because you get the sense that she was probably a beautiful woman, but you have absolutely. It's just like another person in the great scheme of things, and you get no sense of even caring. She says, what do you mean, what have they stolen? Look at me. Look at the young girl. They've stolen everything about us. They've stolen our beauty, our charisma. She'll look at that small vial in your hand. You must be very careful with that.
What is it, though? I'll look at the vial.
Beauty, she says. And she can see she wants to take it or come over or whatever, but she doesn't. She just kind of waits. But she doesn't let her eyes drift away from that vial.
How could one steal beauty?
She says, Fate found me here in the lower ward, near the great foundry. She'll look at you, and then at the young girl. Jessamine. I was assaulted by 3 of the creatures. I've never seen such things before. They're like lizard folk.
Lizard
Of a
man.
different breed. They did not seem to intend to hurt me. They tangled my feet in strings, bolas, round rocks on strings. And when they came upon me, the largest one, he struck me with a walking cane with one of those vials at the top. And when he did, I lost everything, and it went black. When I woke, I was unsure of what had happened until I went to the washroom and looked upon myself. They've made me into this unlovely, plain, pathetic creature before you. They cursed me to be foul in all eyes. Even my voice is disgusting by those who hear it.
I think you're giving yourself a rough treatment there. You're none of these things that you described. You're perfectly adequate.
I was beautiful once, and so was she. She points down at Jessamine.
What is your name, ma'am?
What is your name, sir?
I'm Zephyr.
Will call me Jana. Since I've been tracking the creatures for a few days, I tried to get here in time, but they ambushed this young lady before I could get there. She'll help Jessamine back to her feet and kind of wrap her cloak around her. She said, if the lady doesn't take care of this, then I will end it, even if it means my death. Can I have that vial?
Maybe we should report this to the Harmonium. I mean...
Says, you do not report such things to the Harmonium. What are they going to do about this? They'll fill out paperwork for hours and then look into it with the bullshit that they have.
Well, what else do you want to do?
I plan to hunt them down and kill them all.
What do you mean, we?
If you won't join me.
I look at
Zephyr.
Care less. It's not
and I
stole from.
I look at Jessamine. Say, would you have me do this?
It is not my place to ask you to do such a thing. No, it's up to you, Zephyr. It has nothing to do with me.
Of course, it's your place. You're my facto. You're my factum.
I am nothing anymore. Just look at me. She can kind of pulls her hood back up and just kind of sits down on the ground.
Your station in the Godsman and your power has far less to do with your physical appearance than you may be estimating. I understand that it's probably a shocking thing, I guess, to have that been taken from you. But you're far from nothing. Both of you are not any less.
Jana shakes her head. No, this is somebody that still has their beauty. I have nothing.
I'm not a creature of beauty.
And yet you're still more beautiful than we are.
Well,
can I have the vial, please?
What will you do with it?
Drink it so I can at least have back what was once mine. She'll look down at Jessamine and, no, I'll give it to the young girl. She deserves it more than I.
This is probably, if that group out there in the alleyway was the one that attacked Jessamine right here, this is probably hers.
Yeah, the Jana will nod. Jessamine say there was 8 of them. More they took off before the man came to save me. She said, much like she said, they struck me with this walking cane and I blacked out. So all the best I remember was getting thrown through the window. That a large, like those creatures out there, but much larger, bigger. He had a walking cane that he struck me with, and the bottle was at the end of it. That bottle.
Did you see them escape?
I blacked out as soon as they struck me. Last I seen was they were running away, but that's when that large blue man came around the corner.
Did he, when he came around the corner, did he attack them?
Yes, he grabbed a hold of me and put me. I remember him picking me up, but after that,
Do you know who attacked who first?
just those creatures. They came out of the darkness as if
and
out
they
of the wall.
And they attacked him first.
No, they attacked me first. They tripped me, held me down while the larger one struck me with the cane. That's when it all went black.
But when you came to, the bouncer man, he was already there.
Yes, I came to when he pushed me through the window.
Did he already? Was he wounded?
I don't know. Where are you taking this?
He seemed like unwilling to. He said he didn't want to. He had no words to say to ones that attacked him, but I didn't see any wounds on him. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but I think
you hear this voice beside and says, "Because I know how to fight. That's my job." I don't see any wounds on you either.
That's true. But I also didn't make sure that they couldn't be questioned.
I don't subdue people. I kill them if it means protecting a young lady.
Sada would kind of speak up at this point and say, well, I took a wound, but at the same time, we're the reason why you only had to fight one instead of two. And we also didn't throw an innocent girl through a bunch of glass.
I didn't throw her. I set her within the frame. So it was that or she would have been speared and skewered like a pig. Maybe that's how you do it where you're from, clueless, but not here.
The blood is a good man, as far as I know.
You can hear this thumping and the scraping of claws as it comes across the floor, and Giscal comes over. Says, yes. He's here to protect the establishment. That's what I pay him for, and he does a fine job.
Well, he had the opportunity to get information about attackers. Apparently, there's more of them because they were brandishing some sort of a weapon, and well, that information is now lost.
So then, why don't you go seek them? They didn't attack my establishment. He was simply helping the young girl in the alley.
I'm just saying that there was unnecessary bloodlust.
Well, then perhaps next time you can make friends with them.
You seem to be confused about the difference between interrogating someone for information and killing them. Or making friends in interrogation. There's a middle ground there. But
I have no interest in either.
Well, I hope no more of those things attack your establishment. But who knows?
That's what I pay him for. And he'll sort of look at Jana.
Half of what you paid him, because I killed one of them. I did.
It's true.
Points at Zan and goes, "We did half the work."
Yeah, he'll walk over and kind of hold out this big wing, and you can see 2 silver pieces fall into your hand, Sada. I pay people for what they do.
She takes it and kind of does like a little shimmy, and then she flips one with her thumb over towards Zan to see if he can catch it out of the air.
I tried to.
Just
Yeah, you would grab it.
and she sticks it in her little pouch. And then she looks over at y'all and she goes, "I'm learning."
And then actually, I glance over at Zephyr, and I take out the copper share of 1 silver and throw it over to Zephyr.
I just let it fall to the ground. So anyway, Jessamine, I completed the task that you set for me earlier today.
I prick my ears.
I hand her the scroll with the writings in it. I hand her a scroll case with my notes from Caruth that I questioned.
She'll take it and stare at it sort of blankly and put it into the side pouch. Just offer a bit of a nod, but she doesn't say anything. She kind of pulls her cloak around her tighter and pulls her hood forward so you can't look upon her. Jana just stands kind of silent. She looks for all of you. And again, she motions towards that vial. Just, can I have the vial, please, to give to the young lady?
To give to Jessamine, my factum. Do you want it, my lady?
Jessamine will look up and yeah, you can see that she doesn't say anything, but she's extremely ashamed of herself, basically. She'll just offer a simple nod.
I hand it to her, not Jana.
Give me a dexterity roll, please.
If Jana's going to try to grab it, I'm going to fucking karate her right in this place. So just I'll roll and add my dex modifier to it?
Yep.
13.
She'll hold out her hand as you set it in there, and she'll simply hold it, staring at it for a moment. She'll pop the cork. And see, she hesitates for a moment, not sure if she'll drink it or what she should do. She'll kind of lift it to her face and take a smell of it. She holds it up and looks at it. She says, strange how creatures, things can take everything, and yet all it is a simple liquid. And she'll take a step forward. Looks like she's kind of going to step forward towards you to thank you, Zephyr. And when she does so, you hear a slight twang sort of sound, and you see this arrow protruding out of the back of her shoulder blade that comes through part of her neck.
Oh, shit.
Her eyes widen a little bit, and she tips forward. You can see this little glass vial falls forward. You reach down for that quick second to try and snatch it. It just brushes your fingertips, and then it smashes across the ground.
Where did it come from?
It would have came from the backside, which would be like where all the plants and the little foresty area is.
Oh, shit.
I missed the vial?
Yes. And it smashes partly across the floor and then across your boot. I need magic saves for everybody. It is not a spell, just a regular magic save.
No. Failed.
Vendrick passed. Tiva passed too.
Oh, hang on. I passed. I roll under. Yeah, so I
You roll above. You roll above.
above. Yeah, shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, I failed.
Okay.
Magical device or magic?
Magic.
Okay. But not a spell.
But not a spell, yeah.
So I have to roll a 12 or higher, basically.
If that's what your thing is, yeah. Or whatever it is.
Yeah,
So
it's 15, and I have the...
plus your whiz.
Plus,
Yep.
Yeah. So I got an 11, but now, would this count as like an enchantment or an illusion?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so the fail, I can roll a...
1d6 thingy there. Yep.
And I got a 2.
And that should be under the number of pips. What is your number of pips on that?
I have 2 out of 2/D6 I wrote down.
Yep, so that'd be 2 or less. So in that case, yes, you pass.
Okay.
So, and Tiva and Vendrick both passed. What did you
get
get?
out?
Zan, you failed. And Sada, what did you get?
Yep.
Oh, I got a 14 over a 12, so I'm good.
So, Zan, you're the only one that fails. You see this stuff splash across the ground in Zephyr's boot. And Zephyr's boot is the most magnificent fucking thing you have ever saw in your life. And this sort of washes over. All you want is that boot, and you will do whatever you can to get it.
Jesus.
Nice.
I stare in total astonishment for like a split second at that boot, and then
Here's the thing, right?
however, yeah.
I'm actually not. I actually pictured myself more wearing like bare feet, like foot reps.
His foot is the most beautiful thing.
I bent my forelegs and I just grabbed them, or I tried to at least.
Grab
you look
my
around,
foot.
Yeah, I grab your foot.
As you look around, Zephyr, you'll notice other people are just staring in absolute awe at your feet, or your foot, I guess. And you can see other ones move forward, and everything around you kind of starts to slowly erupt into chaos as people are trying to get to your foot.
Oh boy!
This will be the most precious hoof wrap ever. You hear me mumbling.
You can hear this last bit of gurgling sort of sound.
I'm gonna grab Jessamine, put her on Zan, and be like, "Let's go."
Yeah, but wait.
You can have it. Yeah, you can. You can have all this foot. Let's get out of here.
Okay, blood. I rush. I gallop after him.
Tiva, Sada.
She just kind of like
hike off before the scene gets ugly.
Yeah, she looks at Zan kind of weird and is just like, okay, and starts trotting along as fast as her little feet will bring her.
Right. Yeah, you guys maybe hack out that. Well, you guys are in the alleyway, kind of in between the door frame or the window frame and stuff, so they would have to go around to get you. So yeah, you can get out of the way of these people before they can get to your foot, besides the barrier who's interested. But otherwise, all the other people you can kind of leave back at the tavern. You can hear some other ones trying to clamber through the window and try out the back door, trying to get out to chase after you, but you can quickly leave them in the dust. But even as you're starting to move through the city, every now and then you'll notice these looks as people look over in your way, Zephyr, and almost instantly become interested in your foot, apparently.
Jesus.
And other
Can
people.
we just stop for a moment? Just let me look. Let me look for a moment, just for a second.
This is not the time to indulge in foot fetishes.
Off to the side, as you pass by a merchant stand, you can see all 8 eyes of this massive beholder-like creature. Its eyes swing around, glaring.
Oh shit!
Fuck no! Fuck no!
What?
Give me a. Oh man!
Oh shit! Death ray.
Give me a stealth check, Zephyr, and you can add your dex. What's your dex mod? +2 or 3?
+1.
Oh, +1. So give yourself an extra pip on it, and give me a stealth roll.
4.
So yeah, you're able to start moving through this city. Constantly, people are looking in your direction. You see some others start to follow through, sweep between a few alleyways and stuff. It takes a fair amount of time before you're finally able to get a place to actually rest. I'm going to give you all
heading towards the foundry is my goal.
So yeah, by the time you finally get into there and you kind of swing around and maybe shut the doors or something, giving you a moment of respite, kind of in the quietness of this building. Outside, you can definitely see people run past the doorway, past the window, interested in where you may have went.
My hand closes on your foot slowly. Let me just see. Just look. And I touch it.
I mean, okay. This is not how I expected my Godsman test would go.
This is precious.
You've been ensorcelled. I mean, my foot is pretty amazing, but no more so than.
Yeah.
It's very polite to call people names.
In Dwarvish swears.
Can you take it off?
My foot? No.
that precious bandage.
I take the foot wrap off if that's what you.
I grab it.
It's a little sweaty, a little bit dirty, but
Yeah.
it is very beautiful.
Precious. Yes. I wrap it around my waist.
It's all yours. Can I requisition myself a new foot wrap at the foundry?
Yeah, if you had a foot wrap, that would probably be the main thing that was catching everybody's eyes. So now it's more on Zan's. But yeah, I'm sure you can find another wrap. Behind you can hear a voice call out, though, Zephyr. Back at the foundry. You turn around, you can see. Oh, geez, I gotta look up. I forget his name. Your main guy there.
Kildor.
Kildor, yep. This is having an exciting day, are we? That
You could say that.
Eyes will look over at Azan. Such a beautiful belt that you wear, Barrier.
Yeah.
A beam.
Moving forward. Well, what would you take for such a thing? 30 silver.
No, it's not.
40 silver.
No.
100.
No, I'm sorry, Factal. This is
That's
a precious. This is my precious.
I've been training in the thing. It's covered in my sweat.
It smells deliciously.
Caldora kind of sit forward. 200 silver bar. I can't offer any more. That's my life savings.
I can't, Factal. I can't.
I'll be your slave.
Zan,
Lord.
Dude, this is literally the best deal that anybody. That's more than anybody's ever been offered for a sweaty foot wrap. Take it.
Don't call it foot wrap. It's
It is
the most amazing thing.
It is beautiful.
It is. I can't part with it.
Keldor, or
I've got
Zephyr, you
Dude.
should slay this beast and get that for me.
No.
I
No,
look
Zan is my
offended.
friend.
You couldn't deny the orders of a factum.
I think we should call a council and make sure that you're not in your right mind. You've been ensorcelled. Here, and I pull off my other foot wrap. Take this one.
I do not want that dirty cod. This one is beautiful.
They're identical.
This one smells more lovely.
Jasmine, can
You
you
can see his hand sort of reaching behind his back.
I take my friends and take a couple steps back and push us all back. Like, listen, your mind is being controlled by magic.
Give me the belt, Barrier.
What does Jasmine have to say to this?
She's dead. Well,
What?
she's dead. Yes, that arrow kind of went through her neck.
yeah.
Oh shit! Oh
I
shit!
guess I was the only one that caught that.
Oh!
I didn't realize it killed her. Did it instantly kill her?
She bled out, but yes, pretty much.
Oh! I lean in over Zephyr's shoulder and I whisper, "I think it's time to go." Again.
No, there's reasonable people in this place. This is gonna just keep happening. I call out I need a. He's not actually the leader, right? He's not the fact.
No.
The fact.
Oh,
right?
oh, sorry. Oh, oops.
He's a
Okay.
factor, but he's not the factor. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Can I get the definitive names of? I need to write this down. The leader of a faction is a what?
Factal.
Factol. Which is
And
tell you what yours is. I don't know off the top of my head. That's been the factor for them is fact. All right, Factol, the leader is with an L, Factol. Factol is Ambar, is your leader guy. Factums are the next length down, the sort of the helping hands and stuff. The other leaders.
and that's FACTUM.
Yes, yep.
What, isn't there a thing called a factotum? What is that? Or am I making
Same
that up?
thing. That's the same as Factums. Either way, some of them just goes by Factotum, but it's the same exact position.
Okay. All right. So now we get that out of the way. So I'm going to call out for Ambar. I'm like, somebody please summon Ambar. There's a magical emergency happening right now.
So Sada's gonna like take her 2 fingers and just like poke that guy like really hard right in the chest, be like, "Funk!" It's like he told you no, like that. You can't have it.
He'll look down at you. You can see this grimace sort of cross his face a little bit. He starts to redden a little bit. And he'll just kind of almost like he's going to push you away, but his hand stops right in front of you. Give me a magic save. It'll be with your intelligence modifier because it's an actual spell.
Okay. So it's just regular magic though?
Yeah.
With intelligence modifier.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, well, I still passed it, even though my intelligence isn't there.
Take half damage. You're only going to take 6 points of damage, and he'll kind of smack you, and you fall back on the ground a little bit. Says, "Get out of the way, dwarf." Up on the stairwell, Zephyr, you can see this man start coming down, dressed in these long, golden trimmed robes. He has this taller sort of hat thing on his head, and he looks over this whole situation. You've probably seen Ambar around and know that he's up, but you've never interacted with him, or he's kind of way up higher than what you have ever really messed with.
Right.
You can see him walking down these steps. Behind you, you can see Keldor is just pushing, trying to get over it. Zan, Sada lies on the ground. Tiva and Vendor could probably be kind of trying to stay out of it at the moment because they're not the best combat people.
Okay, hold on. So I made the save, and he still shoved me to the ground?
Yes, it just does half damage, which was 6 points of damage, and you just throw him prone.
Oh, so 6 more points of damage?
Just the original 6, and if you already added it. Yeah,
Okay,
just the ones. Yeah. But you just prone on the ground.
Okay, so she would land and just be like, "Hey!" like that.
So, my lord, Factol Ambar, there's an emergency happening here. Please call Keldor off.
Comes down the steps and looks over this. What is the meaning of all this?
Factor Keldor is ensorcelled. His mind is magically
And who
compromised.
did this exactly?
Lizard men.
Are you?
I am but a lowly recruit, entry-level guardsman. We haven't met, but I was completing my test today. Sorry.
And you are working on your test, you say?
I completed it.
Completed your test. Son, the test never ends. And I think this is but a test for you. How are you going to handle it? Kind of put his hands up. Says, this is not my test. This, and he kind of motions around this entire building, is my test. Now handle the situation.
Are there any braziers around, like fires?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of step back. He puts his hands in his robes and just watches to see what you're
And
going to do.
I'm just gonna walk over to Zan and say, I'm sorry, but you're gonna thank me when your mind is your own again. And while I'm sitting there talking to him, I reach down and grab the just strip the wrap off his waist and bolt over to a brazier and throw it in there.
I know Keldor is going to try to stop you, so he'll make a dexterity, opposing dexterity. I only got an 8, so I could probably beat him. I don't know if you were going to try, Zan. I'm assuming.
Can Sada?
Oh shit! Yeah.
If Sada's
I rolled a 19 plus so I have a 20, but with the modification.
I rolled only a 5.
Okay. And what was that, Sada?
If Sada's laying on the ground, if he is pissed off that this dude just shoved her to the floor, if he starts to try and go after Zephyr, can she just kind of like shoot herself across the ground and try and trip the guy up, make him fall?
Totally. So yeah, as you pull that thing off, you can see Keldor turns, both Zahn as well. Zahn kind of reaches forward, missing it, but Keldor just rushes forward towards you, Zephyr, to grab a hold of this thing. And you just see him hit the ground hard as he trips over top of Sada. You can see one of his dagger that he had in his backhand. He was taking it from the backside, skitters across the floor, and he just face plants into the floor over top of this thing. And
it's not very nice, is it?
I'm gonna assume you're just burning that thing.
Yeah, they just throw it right into the fire.
Yeah, you can just see
no!
this thick black smoke come up. Smells like dirty sweat and foot fungus, but
like a gym sock, like a flaming gym sock.
It's just beautiful sweat potpourri throughout this building. It's dirty sweat gym sock.
I
And then
hold my
Boulders.
face over it to at least get a glimpse of it in form of smoke and smell.
Keldor is quickly shoving you out of the way, trying to get up and sniffing in, coughing, gagging on the fumes.
How could you? How could you?
Beautiful. We should have him killed. He turns towards that factum. See, slowly he kind of realizes, same as you,
Yeah.
Zahn, what was happening here. As
And
you,
I just sort of looking at you both like with reprehensible, like.
I blush.
Keldor blushes too. You can hear the flip-flop of the sandals as you look over. You can see Ambar slowly walking away back towards the stairwell that leads up. Keldor kind of shuffles behind him silently, doesn't even have the ambition to turn and look at you in shame. Dog. And they slowly start to walk away.
Apology accepted.
Hold on! I shout after the factal, and I take the girl from my back. Actually, and I totally forgot about it, and I hold her in my arms. What? Like lacking the words.
Ambar look over. You can definitely see a bit of sadness kind of cross his face. He presses his lips together. He turns and starts to walk back up the stairwell. Go ahead.
I'll see to her. I'll see to committing her to the ashes, to the back to the forge.
Keldor will nod. You can definitely see this hit him rather hard. Just nods, and he makes this weird symbol across his chest. You recognize it, just kind of like a prayer symbol that your faction does. Zephyr. He nods. Says, "I must go pray. It's been an awkward bit of a day. Perhaps we can speak later about this."
Yes, we. At your nearest convenience, this was an assassination.
With that, he'll actually stop. So what do you mean?
I show him the dart.
You'll see it's an arrow, completely black feathers. The arrow itself is black. The blade is more, looks like obsidian or onyx or some sort of stone, really hard, extremely sharp. It made a clear cut, went through a windpipe and out the other side, probably between the shock, the blood loss, and suffocation took her out one of the way. It's not an arrow that any of you would have ever seen, or not something normal. It does have a primitive look to it, but even the creatures that you were fighting had more primitive stick and stone with almost bladed steel. But this is more extremely good craftsmanship, but done in a very old style.
So it doesn't look like really like their kind of gear?
No, not at all.
Huh.
He'll walk over, kind of look at this thing. He twirls it in his fingers. You can see it glimmers with this sort of almost like there's sunlight glinting off of it, even though there's none in the room. Just complete black.
Is there some magics you can cast to possibly discern the owner of this, the last owner?
You look at it. It says magic isn't needed. It's an arrow from one of the Dustmen guards.
Dustman. How did they? What?
Why would the Dustman want a Godsman dead?
Sada leans over and go, "What are the Dustmen?"
They. Yeah. Later.
A death cult.
They made it.
Well, yeah.
He shrugs. We have no qualms. We may not get along with the faction, but we don't go out of our way to kill each other either.
Right.
This happened under your watch, Zephyr, so I trust this is part of your test.
Jessamine showed kindness to me.
Yeah, kind of look at her.
When I first came here.
He says, "What is wrong with her? She doesn't have the."
These lizard men were somehow able to
Strip off her beauty. That's what she said.
And not just her, but some other cager too, who we lost track of in the shuffle. A woman named Jana.
Yes, Jana. Jason's wife. Seen her about. Well,
Jason's wife.
He nods.
Do you know Jason?
He used to handle many of the books here for the Godsmen. Many of the factions, actually. She used to deliver the papers here with us. Most of the time, I saw her slinking around lately.
Are they targeting your people, Zephyr?
It's got to be connected for a reason. It's either someone's targeting us or somebody's trying to make it look like the Dustmen are trying to. This could be like a feint.
He shakes his head. He says, "It's strange that the Dustmen would even do this." He says, "They don't kill people. I mean, they do, but not in the sense of assassination. And
it doesn't fit their MO.
Right. Says they don't pick fights outside of their own little groups. I don't believe this is. It's maybe their arrow, but I don't believe it was their strength."
Part of the test involved questioning a cat about his past lives. An awakened cat. And he spoke as Jason. Is Jason dead?
Well, if the cat spoke from a past life, then I would assume so, right?
But you don't know. That's not confirmed by you. You don't know.
Says Jason left his office probably over 3 years ago. Said Jano would be the one to deliver our books, and mentioned that he was going on a trip. After that, I don't know. Ambar moved along to other people to handle the books, and Jana's, as far as I know, she lives on the streets now, so I just assumed he up and left her and the 2 kids.
So was he a member of the Fraternity of Order?
No. He was, I believe, one of the Athar. But he didn't discriminate when it came to business.
2 children he had, eh? Do you know their names?
He'll stop thinking. Maybe if I heard the names, but I don't remember.
Okay.
No.
So, Zephyr, this is your test, huh?
Seems so. I'm sorry that to have, that you guys had to experience danger in the because on my account. However, I thought we worked pretty well together. Everybody showed.
Yes. I
Everybody
wanted
showed.
to. Sorry.
No, continue. Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. So what about a business opportunity here? Like, one day for me showing you around in the city would be 5 silver, so I would say per day 5 silver sounds pretty decent to help you out. I mean, you're clearly overwhelmed with enemies, right?
I would say that sentence is extremely inaccurate, actually. I'm not overwhelmed, nor do I have personal enemies.
Well, but it looks like you will have some in the future.
I do plan to oppose the enemies of my faction and those who would cowardly assassinate my leaders.
And I would be perfectly fine with lending you a hand or a hoof.
If you want to travel with me, I'd be honored. I don't have, obviously I'm not exactly rolling in the silver over here.
Oh well, we'll take care of that. I'm pretty sure.
Adventure always manages to turn up gold and silver, right?
Exactly. What about you, little one? Biter.
She would kind of look over to Tiva and then look back and say, we don't really have anything else to do. We're lost and we don't know anyone. So, and where we come from, money is mostly measured in gold, not silver. So, I just don't want to be by myself.
Vedrick will sort of lean forward to you, say, I am interested in your killing of the god. Why don't you tell me about that dwarf?
So we didn't kill anyone.
Well, it certainly does sound so, though.
No, we didn't do anything. We went into a tavern. It was called the Heart's Rest. It was a really nice place. Had really good food. They had really good drinks. And we were eating. We were minding our own business. And this really old woman who wasn't very nice came over to the table. And then these things came in the door. And when they did, they were shadowy. And the bartender, whose name I wrote down but forgot,
Farfilly?
Farfilly, but she had an awesome last name.
Butterspoon.
Flower bottom or something.
Butterspoon.
Butterspoon. Farfilly Butterspoon, who was really, 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 really nice to us. She went over and confronted them, and they killed the old lady that was sitting at the table, and she was staring at the evil thing that came through the door. And so we tried to grab her and tell her to come with us so we could run upstairs and get away. And all we did was touch her to get her attention. And then the shadow thing made her blow up. And then we ran away. We were trying to save her. We didn't. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff.
Where exactly was this this tavern that you went to?
We were at home in the Crystal Mist Mountains, and we were traveling, and me and Tiva were just on an adventure together, just to go do something. And she clears her throat. So we were walking along this path, and then we in a forest, and we came up upon this tavern, which looked really nice for being out in the middle of nowhere. And we went in there, and everybody inside except for the old lady was really, really nice, but it had a lot of really strange people in it.
And the place was called the Heartswood Rest and Alehouse?
Heart's Rest, yes. But it had.
I'm gonna reach into my pack and pull out. I have like a card that's like an invitation card for that place. It's like actually has like it's good for like a free token. Good anytime. A free drink token also.
So
I would say it's no coincidence that we've met.
The picture that he showed you on the card matches the inn that you saw perfectly.
So she points at it and she's like, "That's it." But it was right in the middle of the forest along the road, right?
Well, some places are not in one place only, but in many places. Right, Vendrick?
Yes.
Okay, well, I don't know what that means. I just know that we went in and everybody was nice, and it had people in there that looked like elves and dwarves, and then it also had people that looked like you guys, like I've never seen before, and even had people with like pink mohawks and crazy looking clothes and just all kinds of things. And so we thought, hey, this is neat. So we decided to have dinner. And then the whole thing happened with the little sweetheart Butterspoon. And then we got chased, and then we ran into a room door. Somebody said, number 12, number 12, number 12. So we said, okay, go to number 12. We went to number 12, and that's when we fell out the window in front of you guys. And now here I am.
And I just happened to have been given earlier that day an invitation to that place.
By whom? Don't say it was a court.
It was no. It was Keldor, Jessamine, and two others that you haven't met. But basically my superiors here at the Foundry.
This is going to be interesting. I will have to talk to Dad, though, before we go.
I mean, I'll help. I want to help and then eventually go back home.
I think, yeah. Oh, you were really good with that axe. So,
I think Tiva has the little cube that you got from the old crone, so she'll hold it up and mention that is what the old crone gave you. That little looks like a 6-sided die type size, but little just silver cube.
Yes.
And that's what the old crone told. She'll kind of go through the story to follow, but the old crone gave you guys that and told you to go to room 12.
Yes.
So Zephyr is on, probably Vendor too. You guys would probably assume that is a key of a portal, basically.
Room 12
you
where?
Should give that to us, maybe. Just to be safe. This is do you know what a key is, right?
Yes.
So this is a key, but in a special way. So you can open doors with it.
Well, why is it safer with you than it is with us?
Because you're a biter and you're trouble, as we discerned already. You kill gods.
Well, then it sounds to me that maybe that's exactly who the key should be with.
I'll look over at Zephyr. Huh?
I think as long as we agree that as long as you have the understanding that that's an important, powerful, magical artifact and all the responsibilities that come with it, meaning that things might want to take it from you. If you're in the full understanding that what you're in possession of is a very dangerous thing, then and you still want to hang on to it, then you're accepting quite a responsibility. Is that okay with you?
I mean, we probably just shouldn't tell anybody anymore, like we just did, should we?
I shrug, turn around, and clop off, saying,
Between us, between us, it's safe. Wait, you're leaving?
I'm talking to Dad. Where do we meet?
Where's Dad? Where do you go to do that?
Low Ward.
Should we travel together?
Well, Dad is a little bit. Well, Dad is constantly pissed. If you just don't open your mouth, he will be fine, I guess.
Yeah, I mean we can hang back to the when it comes to the actual meeting, but
sure, tag along.
Yeah. Okay. There's just one thing I have to do first. I'm gonna take. You guys just go to the entrance, and I'll meet you there in 10 minutes. Sound good?
Connor.
All right. And I'm gonna take Jessamine body to the main foundry. I mean, to the forge, rather.
Yeah, gotcha.
And before I put her body into the forge, does she have anything on her of any particular value, or like a keepsake or something?
I was gonna say, basically her robes. You will see that she does have a small pack inside. I'm gonna say it's probably. I'll just roll real quick. 3 silver pieces, nothing too fancy.
3.
But you're gonna find a simple little glass bottle that has 4 teeth in it. Look like molar teeth from a humanoid, like average size humanoid person or creature. You see a letter opener, trimmed in gold. Has the handle of it is made out of like a pearl or opalescent sort of material. The blade itself looks to be like platinum or something. Looks like it'd be worth a lot, but it's engraved with her name as like a gift.
So you said pearl, platinum, and gold?
Yep.
Pearl, platinum, and gold letter opener?
Yep.
Pearl, platinum, gold opener. And a jar with 4 molars in them?
Yep.
Or like human molars?
Human molars. Let's see if she has anything else in there. Nah, that would be it. Of interest on her. She'll have a small dagger, probably to protect herself, but that's it. Otherwise,
Does it appear magical?
no, not at all.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put those things in my pack. I don't know why she'd be carrying teeth around, but that'll be a mystery for another day.
Your guess, and it was inside the thing. I was kind of wrapped in a little bit of burlap, so your guess it probably has to do something with whatever her test was. Kind of like you have your own.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll hang on to it, just in case, and I'll say a quick prayer to Zerthamon as I commit her body to the forge.
And with that, as we get ready to end this for the evening, as you turn and you're walking away, you hear a soft chiming sound come from your pack, Zephyr.
I'll pull out the pocket watch.
Yep, and you see that it now says 5. And we will end it there. Any last things anybody wants to do?
The only other thing I want to mention is I did go in there, even though Michelle is ill, I went in there to ask her real quick about the cube. And she said that the cube is shiny, and therefore, as soon as asked about giving it up, she would shove it right back into her pouch.
Fair enough.
So that's
in her pouch it is.
So as long as you guys understand, like, the what you're carrying is dangerous.
Well, I mean, we don't understand much of anything about this. That's part of our decision-making algorithm here. So,
Well, now you do understand that it's a portal key. It's dangerous.
Yeah, but I mean, your idea of dangerous and ours is like, well, what does he mean by dangerous? You know, so this is part of the whole thing of
Very simply, things may want to kill you for it.
That's cool. But I'm trying to play it right, as both players and characters. I don't know Planescape, so I'm literally going into it with the ignorance of I don't know what you're talking about, and a lot of the stuff I don't know, which is like.
But now you do.
Making it more awesome for me as I learn the stuff, and that's why I make little comments when I say, "What's a so and so? What's a dust man?"
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get it. I'm not trying to be like you guys you shouldn't have this. My character just wants you to be like informed. You know what I mean? Like that's a dangerous thing. So like we'll hold it if you don't want to have that kind of responsibility. But if you're holding on to it, just recognize you're taking the responsibility of holding on to something that's dangerous. That's all.
I think we don't plan to separate from you guys because we literally don't know anyone else, and everyone else we've met isn't as nice as y'all.
Accord is actually very nice. He's going to give you beer and food. I mean, come on.
Yeah, Accord. Accord has
sure.
to actually come with me to Dad.
Oh.
Like sacrifice.
Oh no! Yeah, well, kinda. You could say that maybe.
That might be a good way to two birds with one stone kind of thing. Like get rid of them.
Exactly. A business opportunity we have here.
What is your actual dad? Like what is that? Like a demon lord or something?
No, he's a barrier, but he's running the no need for 4 wheels business. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we need a replacement for Zan, apparently, for some time. So Accord will be the new shareholder. He doesn't know that yet, but just yeah.
So is Gabriel your actual? Is he not your brother or a cousin or whatever?
No, Accord is our.
No, Gabriel.
Gabriel. Oh no, he's just
He's not actually related.
No. Okay. He's a barrier, and I mean, you probably know your kin or your race in Sigil, but he's just a shady character to him. Yeah, so he keeps an eye on him as soon as he sees him.
Cool.
All right, I can stop this. I'm all good on my